Oh, hello and welcome back. I don't know why I've got this accent, but I've got it
Why are we
now and I'm
talking like
sticking to
this?
it.
Hoity toity toity.
Father. Hoity toity father.
Hello and welcome back to the Stormy Dragon Tavern. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. This is the Trials of the Xel'nari, a homebrew campaign, in which the party is going through hell right now. And I'm inflicting it. And I love every moment of it.
I'm
So,
upset.
join us. I believe Zoe, who plays Kovac, will be doing our recap. Now, our recap is a little bit different to most other recaps. We have on our Discord a memes channel where we post GIFs and photos that are relevant to the game as we are playing. You are also welcome to join us and do so as we play. Then, one of our
Commands won't
players
work
has
just
the
yet. Give me 1 second. Sorry.
one of our players has the unfortunate job at the start of each session to try and recap the previous session based entirely off the GIFs and photos that are in there. It normally goes badly. So without further ado, take it away.
Okay, so, when the session began, I was poking fun at Kalan because he wanted a cat. So I showed two gifs. One is a cat, and then it's Timmy Turner's dad from Fairly Odd Parents shouting, "If I had one!" Because yeah, wouldn't that be nice to have a cat? S- Somebody is under the impression that their actions shouldn't have consequences. I think that was probably to do with Thalai being all like, "It's fine, we're just gonna show up in town and it'll be okay." Um,
I remember what that one was.
Somebody was questioning where someone's shirt was. I mean, they're Goliaths; they're all shirtless, right? It's fine. Um, Romney said life's too short for pants, so apparently Goliaths are just like bare ass, bare chest, all day, all the time, entirely nude. I mean, if it works for them, that's fine. Then we were getting ready to rumble as the fight. Actually, hang on, no, the fight happened before. This
fight
was the
happened
end of the
before
fight.
This was.
Um, uh, so someone made reference to it being too dark in here, which doesn't make any sense because we were outside and there was like wind blowing, so I'm confused by that one. People seemed confused, and then we went on a tangent to something completely different. Somebody was explaining what happened. Somebody spilled the tea, and somebody died. I guess. Oh yes, we yes. Morian died. We had a chat with the shaman about it. Well, we're waiting. We got information about the fact that Morian went and did some stuff and came back and was all jacked and whatever. People deserve to know the truth. There's a poop punching a fan. So the news about Morian being all dodgy was going to make people go, "Oh, not our leader! Oh no!"
Because shit hit the fan.
Yes, it did. Uh, Everyone was all of the Goliath people were going on about their business, but the situation was unprecedented. I think about why it is that we were in the. Why was someone breaking a thing? I don't remember why someone just walked into a room and destroyed something. It was probably Thalai, honestly.
I should say, Thalai was probably angry. We'll just blame him.
It's big mug energy to be all like, let's
Big
just go.
mug energy.
Let's go and grab a pint until this all blows over.
Here we have big mug energy. It's a mug with mug.
Oh yeah.
Stop mugging
People
yourself.
people were getting refunds, though I don't know if we spent money on anything, so that doesn't make any sense.
I remember what that's about.
I don't remember. You get a refund. You get a refund. And then there was more showing shirtless people in the cold. So Goliaths. There were insight checks because we were having a hard time deciding who to trust.
Mhm.
Storm was very suspicious, and so was somebody with large ears. And I think Storm was sneezing.
Probably.
I think Alice was sneezing.
It was the Alex. A lot of these unfortunately started to go to out of game stuff, and so it's
Oh,
kind
okay.
of crossed two streams.
Someone didn't want to say anything. Very low key of them. And then a really, really cute cat. Oh, the cat's being adorable. I don't know why the cats were being so cute or exactly what Storm was doing. I think Storm was just being all frumpy and
Storm.
cat-like. Yeah. I see floating books. This was Kovac for sure, doing some shenanigans. I believe Kovac Cast was examining Morian's body. And oh no, I spoke to Flippin. Kovac spoke to Vellum to be all like, "Hey, are there any more books nearby?"
Mhm.
And there's further book things. Oh yeah, Flippin. Thalai had a chat with his mum. She gave him a massive hug, and it crushed his spleen and made him fall over. But he got better. It's okay. Then we started. Then there was like intense role playing for which bonus points were performed. The main takeaway was Thalai's mum loves him very much, and then there was just a bunch of gremlins running. And oh right, yeah.
That's probably just us. I don't know.
Sam wanted everybody to run through a moonbeam to check if they were demons.
I remember that.
Because Goliaths wouldn't kill him, it'd just tickle him, right?
Yeah, it makes
Somebody-
complete sense.
Somebody was being a werewolf and a good boy because I think the reference in Moonbeam is it would turn a werewolf back into their default form or something. I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
It affects shape
Flags.
changes.
Yes, flags. Yes, a person was turning into a demon. There's someone sensually licking a lollipop. This makes me uncomfortable. Moving on. We were going to weekend. We were going to weekend at Bernie's Morian for some reason because we had a dead body and thought it might be fun to be all like, "Hey, he's still alive." I don't know.
Yeah, who knows anymore?
Then people were being sus. It was a corpse being examined. People didn't understand. Someone said, "I told you so" a whole bunch. I think it. Oh yeah, it was. I think it was the "I told you so" about the fact that Morian was the one being influenced by the demonic forces because he went and got the flippin' hand thingies that made him all jacked. It was the sage, I think it was the person who did that. Why were there explosives going on, Romney? I don't understand this one. Oh,
Oh, do you? Okay.
Storm was probably checking her. Oh, no, Storm was checking the barb holding for the box that Kovac asked for her, and also mentioned wanting to get more fireworks.
Yep.
We put the thing in the place. There were lies and oh yes, and her boobs being much larger on the inside.
I mean, for all you know, her boobs could be like this big with a bra of holding. It doesn't matter. They're all just
Very true.
in the bra.
I'm not getting involved in that.
She has no boobs.
Thalai, who was really hurt from the fight, drank one of his large healing potions, and then everything was
Potions.
and then everything was on fire because the pyromancer showed up.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah!
was running for their lives.
Everyone should have been running more.
Yes. Oh yes. The pain in Thalai's chest kicked in, and he was like, "What's this?" And then a portal opened above our tent, and then there was like a pyromancer and the sage and some guy with playing cards, and like 10-foot soldiers all went, and then flippin' prismatic war got cast. Kovac chose the pyromancer as her new nemesis, and even though
Good times.
people kept saying, "No, we have to run, we have to get out of here," Kovac did not. She stayed and she kept trying to save people.
She made things worse.
And she made things worse. And that is the end of my recap. I have to go to the toilet. I'm sorry.
Oh.
All right, that was a pretty good recap, though.
I was gonna explain what the you get a refund thing was when. Well, I'll explain when she gets back because I remember that. 'Cause that was on me.
She also forgot about the impromptu surgery on Talai.
Yeah. Well, that was near the end there. That was after the fireballs and stuff.
That scared the crap out of me.
Scare the crap out
Yes,
of all
to,
of
to,
us.
to attempt to actually explain things.
Oh, there it is.
After the fight happened, Thalai was none too impressed with how things have gone down and decided to have some alone time. To which his mother decided there would be no such thing, and promptly interjected herself into his alone time. It was a heartfelt conversation, very moving conversation.
Ribs were broken.
Ribs were broken when she gave him a nice big hug, and basically said that either way she was proud of him and he had to make his choices from where he goes. Meanwhile, the party was pondering over what to do with the corpse of Morian, which was deposited in the tent with them, and there was many discussion about how they would go about it, and they started going over his remains, trying to see if there was anything interesting. When Falai came back into the tent, where they promptly told them nothing was happening, nothing was going on, and he did not believe a single word of it.
I was also like, well, what are you doing then? We need to find out what the fuck's wrong with it.
Yes. He also had the mindset of, well, we need to know, so just do the thing that we know you're going to do anyways.
I just didn't want it to be disrespectful going behind his back. That's all. That's why I made us stop.
So Speak with Dead was cast, and they asked some questions, which both answered some questions and asked new questions, and some also just did not help at all. As is the fickleness of Speak with Dead. Not so fickle with Speak with Dad. Much better spell.
Oh yeah. As long as you got a
You
fish.
get
I don't
what it
know.
says on the tin.
Depends whose dad you're talking to.
This is true. Also, for me, Alice, your camera has turned off for some
Yeah,
reason.
same.
Oh.
Still working for the stream, though, so...
Now the camera's working. Oh, was working. Me.
Speak with
They turned off for me as
Yeah,
well.
I turned it off.
Anyway.
Speak with
Okay,
Dad.
cool.
MVP spell.
Oh, also, Zoe, just to fully explain the early thing about you get a refund. It was because Gray had come in with so many hydrates and I'd accidentally refunded them all. So I
Okay.
clicked the wrong button. Instead of accept, I clicked refund on every single one. So he
Careful
then
not to summon him again.
redid it. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yep. All right. Chaos. We love that. We love that here. We're very good at it here.
Yeah, if by accident or not.
And after a certain question was asked, it seems that was a trigger in which Thalai did feel extreme pain coming from within his chest where a small gem had been inserted. And apparently the demons have been spying on the party ever since. At least to some degree. They appeared in the air above the cab and immediately started laying waste, wanting no survivors to be left. It seems the one who, at least the party has decided, is the one who is nicknamed the Sage, is in control and in charge. He gated away after ordering the destruction and left a spellcaster there who was capable of casting Meteor Swarm, but Kovic did come in with the most clutch counterspell I have ever seen, ever. Counterspelling a 9th level spell, which was fantastic.
You go, Glen Coco.
And managing to counter spelling a few other spells as well, which was very, very good. Unfortunately, it became very apparent to the rest of the party that success was not possible and that they needed to get out of Dodge. Amazingly enough, Thalai was not the one who had to be dragged kicking and screaming. It was Kovic who had to be dragged kicking and screaming away from the fight.
I wanted to help.
They have made a daring escape and
You almost
hunkered
killed
down
both
in
of
the
us
snow.
for that.
Good times, good times.
Don't worry, still love you,
hunkered
Zoe.
down in the snow to hide out, and are now planning their next move from there. And so we are in a tiny little yeoman's hut in the snow, deciding what is going to happen.
Yeah. And we leveled up.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Talk about burying the lead.
it's great. Storm is leveling up faster than she can discover what spells she has.
Yeah. Chaos. Chaos for everyone.
Chaos and ultra-violence.
Mm-hmm.
It's an important combination.
So
So this is also... We had a couple of extra people, is that right? Or is it...
I think it was more the people who managed to get away with us, if there was anyone.
I
Was
don't
there
think
anyone who
so.
got away? Or was it
We
just...
don't. You don't know if anyone managed to escape.
So it's just us and alternate Sam.
Yes.
Okay.
Hunkered down in the snow.
Wait, so
inside
where are the
player's
others?
hut.
Like, didn't Barda
Barda did
Barbara.
not continue
Ba,
on with you.
Barda.
ba, 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 ba,
Yeah.
Barda did not come up the mountain with you. Barda stayed on the boat.
ba, 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 ba.
Because
Just
she was
double-checking.
intending to head back to Xel'nari headquarters and find out what is going on.
She stayed on the turtle.
Hey, Custom.
Coidal.
So Barda stayed on the turtle. Pip went back to the Feywild.
Well, we
Yes.
don't know where we
Pip
don't
has
know
vanished.
where Pip went. We
Pip
can't
went back to the
say.
Feywild. Yeah.
Pip
Thog,
may have become Komodo dragon meal. Who knows?
Thog retired to a pub, presumably.
Bastard.
He did say he was heading to Tanzanite,
Yeah.
and that he would likely see you there. But yes, he has retired from combat. He has decided that he is a bit too old for this stuff, and that his time with the Xel'nari has proven that fact, where he cannot keep
Who
up with
has
the nimble
Gauntlets,
adventurers.
then?
I think Mug does.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mug currently has in possession of them. Yes.
Yes, I have attuned to them.
Nice. Korek is currently sitting cross-legged in the middle of the dome with her spellbook out. She's just like furiously scribbling. She's like turning back and forth. Is like jumping between 5 pages of notes and is frustratedly muttering to herself.
And I believe, Thalai, before we started, you said you wanted to do something stupid during the night.
Yeah, but I'll wait till the watches are
Yeah.
assigned and so on and so forth.
Mug is playing a bit of a mournful tune, which will also act as a song of rest. So people, if they're injured, can get a bit more healing back. But it's just sort of a quiet little chord progressions off to the side as people are sort of settling in for the night.
Storm will rest, but she's going to keep an eye on Thalai. She doesn't trust him not to go back and check on what's going on. She knows him well enough, and that's exactly what she would do. That is her basis on that. She doesn't say anything to anyone, but she'll keep an eye on him and will be trying to be conscious of that happening.
And with a ridiculous passive perception, pretty good chance.
But on that note, if he tries, she won't stop him, she will just follow him.
Alright, so is there anything that anyone wanted to get done before heading to sleep? A discussion, perhaps. After all, you have just managed to escape something, some kind of calamity.
I think Korek would finish with her scribbling and would just slam the book closed and just look around at everybody. What does the morale look like in here, guys? Is it like not
Not
good? Everyone looks kind of
Mug
Bad.
has brave face TM.
Storm is laying on the floor on her back, just with her eyes closed, not looking at anyone or anything, just looking kinda Ouch.
Hmm.
Because she almost died.
Yeah, me too.
So she's feeling it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And she's sort of feeling that recovery. And
Actually, are either of you still looking close to dead, or or did you get
I
better?
think I'm about half health, if I remember correctly. I'll
Same.
have to double check.
You guys did cop them up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
So-
did. You did some healing on us.
So I do have a couple more spell slots, but yeah.
I think Kovac would just say, well, that was unprecedented. Never in my life have I seen such arcane power.
Mm.
I'm not pleased.
Storm from her like position on the floor. He goes, "Good. Does that mean you've learned your lesson, not to just stand there?"
I thought I could take her. I was doing a good job. It is my job.
Kovac,
Mm.
your life is more important than making sure we win.
I wasn't trying to win. I was trying to give people a chance to survive. I saw the scale of that first spell she tried to cast. It would have devastated the entire camp in one blow.
She kind of like rolls over a little and just looks at you weakly and goes, "Kovac, you are the worst at surviving damage from anything.
Ouch.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Well,
You're
also,
not very good at evading or dodging. You're not
don't
very
have to.
good at taking things like the lie.
Criticism.
the irony is Kovac has a better deck save and hit points than Mug.
But she doesn't know Mug.
Both.
She doesn't know Mug, and Mug just
Yeah,
like
yeah, I know.
yeeted straight out. So she's
Yeah,
it's fine.
And it's like the irony.
You did really good.
Hmm.
But ouch.
Yes, there was pain. I was attempting to save lives. That is
Kind
my
of.
job.
That's kind of what Thalai did with the Kalishta, and we all told him it was the wrong thing.
I understand that my actions could be seen as flawed, but that was an exceptionally powerful arcane spellcaster, and I do not believe any of this team were sufficiently well equipped to stop what she was doing. That is my role, and I performed it.
We tried. We failed. We'll do it again later. That's kind of how we roll. Let's be real here.
Did we already establish that we think that the way they found us was through the stone in Thalai's chest?
I don't
There
know.
wasn't
if
actually all that much conversation
correlated
about it,
that.
other than we pulled it
We
out
found
and
it.
shoved it in a
Mhm.
box.
Okay. I think
That's
we
all
all
we've done.
quietly acknowledged that that was what was probably going on because we put it in the box
Mm.
straight away.
And then
Yes.
put the box in the extra dimensional plane of boobies.
Along with making sure all of the other items which they had come from the demons and whatnot were in extra dimensional
Yes.
spaces.
Yeah.
Once we are further away, I will examine the properties of the items that we extracted.
We got hydrate.
That's why he's gone to get more water.
It's a good thing I don't have to do it. I'm gay. Gay, Drake. I don't drink.
Hydrate just means two.
I know I do math.
Are you
Okay.
So
sure?
my
No.
so am I just gonna die of thirst? I'm Ace.
You got it. We're learning.
Well, we're all gonna die of thirst. then.
The irony of the ace person being thirsty is unprecedented.
The ace person is the person who's had the most action in the game.
Irony being my character is
It's so
androgynous and
cute.
literally
hey.
not interested in anyone.
Thalai has been propositioned a few times now, actually. He just hasn't been aware of that.
Propositioned, yeah.
Yes.
Doing anything about it. You're not a librarian, my friend.
We might want to re-establish the tone of the scene.
Oh yeah, we got
Oh, sorry.
sidetracked. Sorry.
Serious.
Anyway, but yeah, Sam will just kind of turn over and be like, Kovac, I'm proud of you. You tried. But we also need to know when we need to stop. Storm, you did good. And everyone did good. I'm really tired. Can we just hug and go to sleep? Because I
Storm
don't want
just
to lose
looks
any
at
of
you
you.
like there's something wrong with you, and is looking at you like, "Are you an imposter?" Like
We
she's
almost
like-
died, okay? Let me have this.
she doesn't question it. She saunters over to you and gives you a hug,
Except for Sam, he stinks.
and just like big cat affection towards you.
Okay, that's enough now. Okay.
I'm glad you're
I-
alive too. She lets
I
you go
will-
and pat your head, and then rolls back over onto the floor.
I will pat Samuel on the shoulder and say, "Thank you for saving my life."
Storm also turns to him and goes, "Yeah, thank you for saving us."
He's stinky.
Unfortunately, I don't think this is the last time where we will face these types of situations.
You are correct. They
We need to look at them as not a
Learning points.
test, but they are a challenge to who we are. Ego is the enslaves you when it comes to these sorts of things. If you think you are too strong to fail, too smart to fail, you will. If you think you are too funny to fail, you will. I think we need to look at these as how can we all, every one of us, work towards overcoming it. Not what our roles are, but what the objective and what the end task that we will achieve, what that will be.
I mean, let's be real. We're basically still kids.
Mm.
Except for Mug, he's old.
Elias says nothing about the fact he would be considered an adult in his culture.
Yeah.
When it comes to the ways of the world, there's we've had a lot put on us,
Mm.
and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of proud that we're not breaking down into gibbering messes. I think it's not sunk in yet what's actually really going on. But
This could easily be considered shock.
I am. Hey, if it's gonna be the end of the world, there's no other people I'd rather be with. And in Sam's head, because I'm not gonna say it out loud, he'll say, "Yes, that includes you, you bozo." But Sam's trying to do the whole like generic. There's a lot that we've been through. There's a lot that we will never know. There's a lot that is still going to come at us. We are trying our best, and we shouldn't be kicking ourselves for that. Now go to sleep.
Thalai, can you tell me about your people? I want to hear their stories. Words have a power that will continue on, sound echoing through the generations. I want to tell their story.
The lie either doesn't hear you or acts as if he's just staring through the dome. I can't
You get
really for word.
you get a little telepathic, the equivalent of like either a knock or a like a cough or a. Are you okay?
And there's just nothing. It's just staring. No words, no expression, just staring.
This is the trauma.
Can I gather from where we camped if the lie is looking directly back at his village?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
absolutely.
Another hydrate. I'm going to get water.
How far away
Temperature go-
is the village, so to speak?
Um,
We didn't walk that far, I think.
no, you got about probably 700-800 feet away.
Okay. Else, how much? Sorry.
We
700 or 800 feet.
Oh, okay. I was planning if I tried to do elevated sight, if I could see anything, but I wouldn't be able to see that far.
So you flew for a little bit
bit.
and then tumbled and rolled down the hill a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
little bit, and then
Um,
moved on a little bit
And
before
like
casting
dimension
the
doored and stuff.
dome.
There was a bit of
Yeah,
distance that happened.
I will still. I'm gonna do an elevated sight, quick pop, just to at the very least scout out the area around us. Like, is it progressively getting worse? Is it creeping up? That just is it a mini scout, if you get what I mean. Just kind of having something up.
Alright. You pop it up, and in the distance you can see the smoking remains of the village. You can still see fire coming from it. It seems it has not been extinguished yet.
Mm.
But you do not see movement over at the camp. But it is
Okay.
too far away for you to be able to make out any details.
Yeah.
However, as you look around, you do see. It's in the distance still, but you see a trail of red and then an explosion in the snow. Seems that
Winds.
someone is going around fireballing random parts of the ground. It seems that they are aware that you may be still here, but not exactly aware of where you currently are hiding. And so we're
Yeah.
just taking pot shots.
I'm going to relay that little bit of yeah, I really don't think we should be moving outside of the dome at all.
No.
They're still looking for us. People can probably see that Sam's eyes are kind of glazed over, like half like red, half greenish kind of motes of energy, like when they cast spells. When they do elevated sight, that's kind of what you see normally. Just let's stay together for the night. So I'm still looking, so Sam can't hear shit all unless other Sam or someone talks directly into their brain. But keeping a watch out for at least for the full minute, and then popping.
As long as they don't find the dome, we'll be fine. It's white. It will blend in. If they locate it, it could be dispelled.
I kind of
But
think we should take a watch if we can, just in
definitely,
case.
the snow will continue to fall. It will cover more and more of the dome as time goes on. It will be progressively more difficult to find us. We just have to cross our fingers until then.
Um, yeah. Storm's gonna sort of like lay there quietly and will sit there quietly. and sort of fiddle around with her compass, and she's gonna sit there for a while, just quietly pondering to herself.
Alright. After some time, I imagine drowsiness and weariness will settle in, and you'll probably all be starting to drift off to sleep. Is anyone going to post a watch, or are you fairly confident in the dome's ability to hide you and just exhausted and need the sleep?
Storm will
If Sam-
suggest a watch after what Sam
Yeah.
said.
Yes. After hearing that, Quebec would volunteer for first watch because she wants to be awake in case the pyromancer finds them.
Sam would prefer to
Mm.
go at the end because Sam can't see in the dark.
Storm will take second watch. I take it there's 3 watches?
There's 4.
4?
As many as you want to make.
Usually, you can do a maximum of 2 hours without losing your long rest, though.
Mm.
So 4.
it's
Yeah.
divided into 4.
4
Mug will
ones.
take one of the middle ones then.
Yeah. Storm will take one of the ones in the middle of the night.
I think we should let Cove. No, Thalai sleep.
Mm.
I agree.
Because there sure ain't no way you're going to cast sleep on him. Not with that many hit points. Earlier in the day, sure.
Don't have 105 currently.
I did just get a 5th level spell slot.
Try it.
Silly.
Don't forget though, it affects everyone else first with lower
Mm.
hit points. Then,
Mhm.
oh no, it's the maximum hit die. We all have the same amount of hit die. Well, the same number of hit die.
Yeah,
It
it's
wouldn't
a
work.
bad plan.
No, it would not work.
Mhm.
So yeah, try and get some sleep.
Yes.
But Ash, while she's in her meditation and she's fiddling with the compass, she's also pulled out the sash because that was what it was wrapped in.
Mhm.
She's going to spend some just time with it and thinking about, like, I feel like at first she'll sit there and she'll be playing with the watch and pondering like the past and things like that. Like this just a little bit before bed, and then as she sits there for a bit, she's like touching the fabric of the sash or the cloth, and she's realizing she's like, there's some really interesting details. This feels a little bit finer. Like, what was this just a gift? And she starts pondering over the sash and thinking about like her home and her father and everything that's just happened. 'Cause she hasn't really had a chance to ponder anything particularly. And she's you let me know if she attunes to it or not.
Yeah, you will. But after an hour of you meditating with it, you start to notice something you didn't really notice before, which kind of confuses you that you didn't notice it at first. It reminds you of the smell of your mother. And you're confused that you didn't pick up on that scent earlier, but it was only after spending that time with it that you finally started to notice the smell.
You smell the
Very
smell of
confused,
something's coming.
and slowly starting to feel the rush of power that comes with it, and understanding, oh, this is more than just a sash. She's going to equip it to herself. She's going to put it on. And for the moment, she's going to take off the Xel'nari sash and replace it with this sash. And she puts the Xel'nari sash away in her bag, in her bra of holding. She doesn't want to lose it.
All right.
So I'm doing the first watch.
Now, you've all gone through some pretty hectic stuff in the last day. I'm actually going to get you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please, to resist the drowsiness.
I got a book.
In true Kovac fashion.
This is where I'm just like, does Ash just want to sort of fall asleep again? So we have a no. Not gonna say anything. Not gonna say anything because I don't want to preempt. I'm gonna
Happy.
say Kovac has failed the Constitution and are dreaming of books.
No, I have a +8.
So what happened? What happened just there was the dream.
Plug.
Ooh.
It's,
Nice.
it's a good series. I'll okay. So start with Constitution save, Ash.
Yes, please.
Let's add +8 to this. 18.
Alright, yeah, you stave off the sleepiness and able to do your watch. In the distance, you occasionally hear through the storm outside, the snow outside, and the winds. You occasionally hear the sound of a fireball going off. It does not seem like it's coming closer to you, though. You just hearing it occasionally over the sound. So, if anything, they are persistent.
And have access to a lot of power.
Who knows if they even need to sleep as well.
She is.
It's a coffee log.
Oh god damn. Infinite fireballs. Correct. At this point, because she's very tired, she's just keeping her ears peeled. She will, to be able to see anything, she's conjured her manifest mind. So it's just kind of floating near the top of the dome, and because it has dark vision, she can see the perimeter quite clearly.
Mhm.
And it's just kind of sitting there. She is flipping back and forth in her spellbook, and also is reviewing some of the notes that she has on Mug and Samantha.
Alright, who was on next watch?
I believe Storm was on second or third watch, whichever one. Whether Mug wanted to take
Yeah.
second or third, up to.
Mug will take third.
Alright,
Oh yeah.
Constitution saving throw.
I forgot to get dice in all of that setup and everything going on. Sorry.
Slightly useful for the game, you know.
Yeah. I know. 16.
Lucky Kovac.
Constitution saving throw.
Yes, please.
19.
Yeah, you're fine. You feel yourself nodding off a little bit, but manage to keep yourself alert enough to keep your watch going. Again, you do hear the occasional fireball going off. But other than that, it is relatively quiet.
I feel like during her watch, she is startled to realize that she can see a little bit clearer than she anticipated.
Oh, you have that one.
Or rather, clearer for further than she knew she could.
Mm.
Did you take Devil's Sight?
It's a good one to take. It's a good one to take.
Very
Mhm.
pathetic.
She has, she already has an item that gives her blind sight. One of her weapons.
Yes.
I was so happy that this part had started off with no dark vision, and now you're slowly getting access to it.
So if
but-
anything happens to this party, we'll have to come back with nothing but humans. You can only play humans.
So her weapons, though, only gave her 30 feet, and in the night, as she's sitting here, she realizes she can see much further. And so she's using that to her full advantage, and she's actually going to do some perception checks and just... Other than the fireballs, does she see anything?
No, you don't see anything out there.
Okay.
There's nothing out there really to see. It seems that any wildlife that would be out there has been scared off by the big attack and also the continuous fireballs going off. It does seem that the fireballs are staying at a fairly consistent distance from you, so at least for the moment, you seem to think that they have the area wrong where they're trying to scout for you.
That's mostly what you'll be keeping sorry, an ear out for, is making sure that we are not like in close proximity to any particular danger.
Yeah.
And then it comes time for you to hand over the reins to Mug if you wish to wake him up.
She will, if he wakes up.
He kind of just like puts his head up, hasn't opened his eyes, just kind of. Huh? Ah. Okay.
Before she goes to sleep, she looks at you and goes, "Keep an eye on Delay."
Look over and make sure Thalay's still there.
She would absolutely have been making sure that he was still there.
I'm sleeping
Yes.
Alright.
for now.
For now.
But
Um,
earlier.
Because we realise this is actually not him, it's just a weird hamper sack or something that's just like made to look like.
It's just a
Fly.
rock painted with his face.
It's just a rock!
It doesn't have his face, it's just a crude approximation of a frowny face.
And a pile of
Yeah.
straw that's still not wearing pants.
Somehow no one noticed.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm not going to say that's too cruel.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Put it.
No,
Don't say
no.
it. Put it in meme form.
I was going to say, well, it had equal personality, so it's hard to notice.
Oh.
Where's the lie? Where's the
Lie.
lie?
Where's the lie, fourth a lie?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Ash, I think I need to make a wisdom saving throw. Vicious mockery. Oh look, I failed. How dead?
Dead. Dead. You're not a
Alright.
wizard.
I'll get a constitution save from you as well. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Con save. Ugh. Oh, okay. 19.
You guys are fine.
Mhm.
You
Also, as
Hmm?
so, unless I'm awake, you're not getting a reroll on a nat one. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because you don't. It takes a reaction as well, doesn't it?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there. Just.
Also, with a total of 19, it wasn't an nat one.
Hey.
I'd be impressed if it was.
Yeah.
Yep, you're fine. You also spend your time listening to the soft thump of the fireballs in the distance. At this point, with it staying at a fairly consistent distance, you're starting to think that possibly they're not even looking for you, they're just reminding you that they're out there. And just kind of a word of, we'll find you, or we'll get you eventually. But nothing particularly interesting happens during your watch. Thalai doesn't scamper off. And then it comes time to the end of your watch.
And then it's
Yeah.
my turn.
I would also like to wake up Ash. Subtly.
Okay. I'll get you to make me a stealth check.
I'm not wearing my armor, so it's not a disadvantage.
Hey.
That is a nat 20 for a total of 21.
That's not allowed.
Sure it is.
Okay.
Can
yeah,
I use that for the next bit I'm gonna need it for, Ash, if that's okay? Because it was so good and so unexpected.
Oh, you're awake now.
And what are you trying to do? Because you
Well-
you definitely beat Mug's passive perception of 13.
Oh no, I was waiting for the watch to change.
Yep.
for.
Oh,
Oddie.
my passive perception is even better.
No, 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 no,
It's
no.
19. But
Yeah,
I
he still beat it.
shut up, shut up.
But also, I am just seeing if Oddie looks like they will. If Samantha like they might fall asleep on first.
Well, I'll get to my constitution roll first. I suppose. Where's the d20? That's not a d20.
Just do a con roll on a d12, it'll be fine.
That was a d12 I picked up as well.
Ah,
Where is my
sober.
d20? Oh, wait, I can use this one. I can use this one. My Caduceus clay dice.
Caduceus.
Because they are the best cleric.
Oh yeah.
They are
No
the
offense.
cleric.
They are the clerics. They actually prepare healing spells. Oh, well, I mean, that might not be great. Depends what I have to beat with my Constitution saving throw. What number do I have to beat, Ash?
What did
Tell
you
him.
get?
Tell him what you rolled.
I got 8.
Yeah, if it's below 10, don't even bother talking to me.
Sam gets up and is like, yeah, I'll be there in a minute.
No, you get up. You get up, and you are on watch for 10, 20 minutes before you start nodding off and then just
At that point, Ash,
drop into sleep.
as Samantha starts nodding off, I walk out of the dome, stealthily.
You got enough that you pass
What was the
the
stealth?
passive perception. 21.
You're also asleep.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she was expecting you to do this.
Doesn't matter, you're asleep.
Also asleep.
Sober, you rolled.
Although I will say, even with a 21, you don't beat her passive perception.
Oh no, I know, I know. This was the only chance I had, and Kalai also knew it was the only chance he had.
Storm honestly
Sober.
was tempted not to sleep. Because she knew you were going to do this. That's how much she knew you were going to do this. Because
Or
this is
anticipated
exactly
it,
what
yeah.
she would be doing. This is exactly what she did do.
I know I'm a rat bag, so I know he's gonna be a rat bag.
Yeah, it takes a rat bag to know a rat bag.
Alright. You step out of the dome. What do you do?
And I will stealthily make my way to the camp.
Making your way.
I'm
Yeah.
not. So I'm not wearing my armor.
Mhm.
I do have my shield and my, but that's pretty much, and my horn. That's it. Got nothing
Alright.
else.
And your pants.
Oh. Yes.
No.
No.
Pants with the lie.
No. In the mountains, it's the one place you actually see him wear pants when he's sleeping.
We can't predict the weather by looking at the angle of his dangle.
Hey, frostbite's not something you play around with.
Hey, I might have resistance to the cold climates of the mountain, but it's only resistance, not immunity.
That's fair.
But yes, no, I will stealthily make my way back to the camp.
No. We are not conditioned. We are not conditioned.
You stumble your way through the snow. You are drowsy. You've been kind of keeping yourself in a semi-awake state, waiting for the right moment to do this, which I will give you a point of exhaustion for.
That is more than fair.
How is he not going to do a Constitution save?
There's more.
It'd be hilarious if he sneaks out,
It
falls
just
asleep
falls.
in a snowbank.
I mean, yeah, kinda.
And then dies of
Exposure.
Indecent exposure.
He's also got enough of a constitution that even if he
Yeah.
rolled a 1, he would pass.
Yeah.
I
well,
do have a
no.
plus 10 to my con saving throw. On top of that as well, with the racial trait, I have pretty much I'm immune to the effects of high altitudes.
yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
You stumble your way through the snow bit by bit, keeping down low. You are used to hunting in the snow, so staying stealthy is not too hard of an option for you. Again, in the distance, you can hear the thumping of fireballs going off still. They are spaced fairly far apart from each other. There's several minutes between another fireball going off, but they do seem spaced out around an area, but they still seem to be keeping to a fairly localized area. As you kind of crest up onto the top of the rise, near where your camp is, you can see down along the hillside, just random scorched marks along the ground, small pools of water that are starting to freeze over as the cold climate starts to freeze the liquefied snow. The camp itself is in ruins. There are bodies scorched and scattered everywhere. You do take note in noticing that there are several foot soldiers lying dead on the ground as well. So at least they did put up a bit of a fight.
So there are bodies on both sides.
Bodies on both sides, yes.
I thought usually those bodies would evaporate into ash. Interesting.
As you look through the ruins, I assume you were looking for something in particular?
I would like to see if I can find the in my
Roll me perception.
disadvantage now. It's my exhaustion. So with a disadvantage, that is a 15.
You start shuffling your way over from one body to another, starting from where you last remembered seeing her, very close to the orb, the prismatic wall, which has now since fallen down, gone away. As you start turning the bodies over, you recognize one or two faces of the clan members who you grew up with, but you are not able to identify one as being your mother. You only get through about 6 of the bodies before you start hearing movement off to the east of you, which is about the direction where you originally were teleported away by Mug. Seems that some kind of search group is making their way back towards the camp area. What do you do as you can hear it approaching?
So it sounds like somebody on.
You can hear them moving through the snow. They are not moving quietly through the snow in any way, shape, or form. And you can hear the sound of armor as well as they move through the snow. You also know that your clansmen would never move in this way through the snow. They kind of have that, despite being such big figures, they have a way of moving through the snow that trained from childhood, which is quite subtle.
Yeah. How many does it sound?
You can't quite make it out. You can make a perception check, actually.
Only 11.
You're not sure. It definitely seems to be more than one, but you cannot make out more than that. You're not seeing them just yet.
When I was searching for remains of my mother, did I see anything that might like it was something of hers?
No.
I hate this, 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 I hate this. What about the fireballs going? Sound like it's close or
It's still far away. It's still happening. By the sounds of the footsteps, they are going to crest the hill very shortly and be able to see you any moment.
Yep, if I don't ring. Okay.
Most of the tents lay in ruins and are burnt to shreds, but there are a few mounds of wreckage left.
I would like to take cover and start.
Start what?
I'm going to take cover. Like, get ready back if necessary. Just away.
So just trying to hide amongst stuff.
Yeah, I'll hide amongst the ruins for the moment, but I'm going somewhere a bit closer so I can back out if necessary. So not, yeah. Oh, that is only a 9.
A 9.
Only a 9. Yep.
Yeah.
That exhaustion hitting now is really hurting me. But
Mm.
as I said, I was going to do something stupid. And oh
So-
boy,
And
if
then
it's
you
not the
go and spoil it
consequences
all.
of my action.
So
By
very,
doing
very,
something
very
stupid.
importantly, how are you hiding? Like, what are you doing to hide? Are you just ducking down behind some cover and keeping an eye on stuff? Or...
Guess. Yeah, go amongst the something, but then also like lie in it and make it almost look like the casualties.
Okay, so playing dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me not having the armor, I think, will help me.
Can I get you to roll me a deception?
Since when
Or
does the DM come in with
performance.
humor?
I will. All performance, actually. I'll give you all performance.
So
Either
a
way.
neg 1 or a neg 1. Got it.
Either way, I'll actually give you advantage on it.
Oh,
Which means he rolls normal.
I roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So roll that 19 and 9 again.
No, I was giving you
Oh.
advantage for the roll.
Yeah, but I have disadvantage, so it'd be a straight.
I know,
From
but I was
exhaustion.
giving you advantage for the roll.
DM
It'll
says
lie in a nice-
advantage.
No. So I had just rolled just when you said I have advantage, so
Yeah. It's all right. You had rolled, so you couldn't possibly have known the outcome until I had said that. So it's fine.
but I only have 1 dice.
No, both dice.
Okay, well then
Giving
I
you
rolled a 19
advantage.
for a total of 18. Then if you're letting me have advantage.
You are hiding amongst corpses. So you're pretending to be one of them. It's
There's a
bit
certain
harder to
logic
distinguish.
behind exhaustion makes you look more like a corpse.
yeah.
It's just it's just Thalia's morning face. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Um,
but you need to make another con save or you fall asleep amongst the corpses.
um,
Oh look, I passed with a 19. Suck it.
What if I don't wanna?
You hear 3 figures moving into the camp area. They seem to be talking amongst each other, though in a language you don't understand. It seems very guttural and rough around the edges. They make their way through the camp, and you do notice that there is a sound of them stopping every now and then the sound of shifting. But it sounds like metal shifting metal. Do you hazard a peek?
Yes. I will hazard it.
You open your eye just slightly enough to see. It seems like they are going over the corpses of their fallen comrades and removing the armor from them.
What armor are they wearing?
So very similar to what you've seen all of the demons wearing. They are wearing. These foot soldiers in general are wearing half plate of blackened steel with red robes adorning it and symbolization on it. But they are currently going through and removing that armor, and it seems like they're putting something else onto them, but you can't quite make it out from your angle from laying down on the floor. It seems like they are redressing them.
Maybe they're dressing them in Xel'nari uniforms.
You're not there. You're asleep.
We can dream, Harold.
After a moment, they stand back up again after redressing this corpse, and then turn to move to another one. And this process repeats a few times until you imagine they have redressed each of the bodies here. After that, one of them calls out to the other two in that guttural language, and the three of them hoist up and baggage all the armor and drag it along behind them, and
they
start
walk in.
making their way out of the camp.
Alright, I will give it a couple minutes. And then
goes
I will
dead quiet.
risk getting up and around.
And again, in the distance, you hear another fireball landing in the snow. As you look around, they have indeed dressed the corpses with Xel'nari uniforms.
I hate them, right?
They also seem to have torn the uniforms in such ways that it looks like they were part of this fight, being speared or axed by your clansmen. You notice that the foot soldiers are a mixture of races, most notably humans and elves. But there is a drow amongst them as well.
What I want to do quickly, now that the other foot soldiers have moved on,
Mhm.
I want to de-dress them from the zone to start with.
Do you want to move your mic a bit closer there? By the way, it
Oh,
keeps cutting out.
sorry about that. Yeah, I would like
That's
to undress them from the Xel'nari uniforms.
Yep. So you're going to spend some time going through and undressing them. It's about this time that the rest of the party should be awaking from Sam waking them up.
Fine, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Storm, I'll say that you're probably the first to awake. Normally, because one, you're probably one of the first
I'm
to
always
wake up,
the first
anyways.
person to wake up.
But
yeah.
also, you kind of had that edginess of knowing that Thalai was going to be up to bad.
But it's
deeds.
fine, because Sam was on the job.
It's fine. Thalai was sleeping like a rock.
Yeah.
Storm probably noticed that he wasn't sleeping properly.
You get up and you see Sam kind of hunched up against the side of the dome and just like head rolled to one side,
It's the whole, yeah. It's like,
just like kind of in a
She
state of attempting to be
looks at
awake
Sam.
but not getting there.
Looks to where Thalai should be. Sees Thalai missing.
His armor's there.
You would see
Irrelevant.
Kovek in a partial fetal position, kind of like hugging her spellbook.
Give me 1 second to just check something.
Question is, have they had their full 8 hours sleep?
Have I had a long rest at this point?
Yes, this is the time that you would normally be waking up from your long rest.
Cool. Let me
So you
just
all have long
long
rests,
rest.
just not me.
Okay. Okay, let me just check something real quick. So Storm is going to blow like a freezing cold wind underneath Sam's ears and down your neck. You're gonna chill awake and be shocked because it's warm in here.
Yes.
I'm done.
As she just before she walks out of the dome and goes, get everyone ready. Thalai is gone. And she's gonna just walk off, and she's gonna try and follow his tracks.
No, it's
Obviously-
fine. Everyone's hitting what?
I was being stealthy in the snow, Ash. Just
Yes, but she knows you have, like, she 100% knows that you've gone to the village. There is nowhere else you would have gone at this time. If you had gone hunting,
Yeah.
she would have been surprised. She would still go straight to the village. This is her immediate response. She doesn't care what you're doing. She's going to check that damn fucking village because that's where she is scared that you've gone.
So you're not waking anyone else up. You're just. Well, you've
I've
blown
told Sam.
Yeah.
The lie's gone. Get her on ready. Let's go. And she's just gonna rush off as stealthily but as quickly as possible. And
I'm finding out important things.
You're
Sorry,
right.
cousin.
in this, do you want to do a survival or perception?
You don't need to do a survival because, as you said, you're not tracking him. You are going to the one location you believe that he is.
Yes.
So you don't really need to follow him there. But I will need you to make a stealth check because you are trying to be stealthy.
Correct. As she gets close to the village, she will be more stealthy. But for her trek to the village, she's going to be just like as fast stealthy as possible. So not running, but she's going to be a little bit more brisk.
Fast.
14. Yeah. And when she gets like maybe 100-ish feet out from the village.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe like 2 minutes out from the village or so. She's gonna stop, or like within village, and just like hide in a crevice somewhere and perceive what she sees.
Perceive.
Alright, so you make your way up the ridge enough to be able to see across the village.
Correct.
I'll get you to make me a perception check.
Okay. Because she doesn't want to go into the village without properly being stealthy, but getting to the village, she thinks she's pretty safe. Ooh,
And Sam,
that's
I
a
assume you.
bad perception for me. Oh, never mind. 21.
That's a brilliant one there. Zoe.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be bad.
I was gonna say you got a plus 12 to it.
Yeah, I rolled a 9. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like
Oh, well.
maybe, maybe like 12 or something, and realized, oh no, wait, it's perception. Oh no, wait, oh, it went up. Ooh, we gained
I
proficiency.
assume, Sam, you are waking everyone else up as you were told to do so.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, alarm.
Okay, let's go.
That's the best thing right there. You just wake up going counter spell? Do you just like lob a book at Sam's head?
she wouldn't do that, but she does say,
Nice. It's a problem. Salai's gone.
What?
Okay, we need a.
Uh,
I don't fucking know.
How did he leave?
Let's deal with that once we find him. It's real important we leave now. Go.
Wait. Looking around. Where's Storm?
Oh. That's not important right now. Let's go. Let's go.
Which direction did she go?
You saw which direction she ran off. It was directly straight towards the village. Oh my god.
Yeah, probably village area. I think 'cause that's where the live's probably gone.
Okay,
Can you get Wisteria to have a look?
she's gone.
We need to go. We need to go. We need to go.
Wisteria got poofed in the fight. I haven't counted her yet.
Let's just wake up. Let's not put makeup. Let's go.
Fine.
We may need to be stealthy, so
The dome's about to break anyway.
wait, we've all had a long rest. I'll do
Yes.
Just not
take
me.
long rest. It's fine. We don't care about you. I mean, what?
Storm is so furious with the
Oh,
lie right now.
I did prepare pass without trace, so it was like because of how Sam's been, I've not changed any spells because there will be no forethought to be able to have this brain process at the moment. So I had still got pass without trace. So yeah, cast it. School.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Alright, I'll get stealth checks from everyone then.
Yes, away we go.
And we also got a plus. Everyone's got a +10. Except for Storm and Thalai, because of course they're not with us.
Don't worry, I think I'll be okay.
Oh.
That gives me a 22.
14.
I was
What did
really
you
happy.
roll?
A 2.
Oh,
I got 36.
Jeez.
Wait,
I rolled a 14.
where did Sam go?
The head just pops out like a rabbit. I'm here.
which reminds me, I do need to roll stealth for Sam.
I was just going to say, is that when we tell that the snow's exactly 3 foot deep? Because we just see Sam's head popping up.
I'm like a corgi going through. Fucking
There's
hate
just
it here.
two lines of snow just suddenly weaving about.
No, I don't leave tracks. So shut up. I can't do.
We need to get a little hat with a shark fin.
Oh, actually, truth be told, that
No,
would be really
it's a
funny.
little snorkel just moving through the snow.
Dude.
Yeah, so both,
It's a little balloon that's just following me, so you can kind of see the balloon.
both the Sams just disappear into the snow.
What did Sam get? I need to know.
Only
I
a
need to
32.
know. Okay, for the clout. I
Yeah,
needed to know for the clout. What did he?
Well, it
what
doesn't
number did he
matter
roll,
because you
dice-wise?
can't see him and he can't see you.
Yeah, but I know.
But
It's
you
the
know.
twin thing. It's the twin thing. That's my excuse.
What's your bonus to stealth, anyways, versus his?
Mine's +11.
He's just +11 as well.
I mean, yay! So we both rolled a 14. No, he would have rolled 12. He would have rolled 12.
Away
So.
we go.
You make your way.
Occasionally in your head,
To-
you'll just be like,
to the
I'm
camp.
here still, don't worry.
Now, Storm, what you saw from your distance is a figure, looks to be like a Goliath. You can't make out the specifics of the person from the distance, but they seem to be going through the bodies in the camp.
Okay. And what
But
are they
no one else seems to be
doing? Can
nearby.
I tell what they're doing?
No, not quite. Not from the distance.
Okay. Well, Storm does not trust anyone at this point. So, for the moment, she is going to try and sneak in closer. This time, she is actually going to like properly stealth, and she's going to like sort of be like, shit, this is scary. I need to make sure I'm super stealth. I don't feel comfortable here. And she's going to find that she has a bit of a well of like power and magic, and realizes that she can feel like a spell or a magic that's like on the tip of her tongue and actions and whatnot. She's going to cast Veil of Dusk on herself.
What's this?
Oh, you
In-
people with your fancy
Inspired by an unknown source, and she just kind of hears this faint whisper of her father's voice in the back of her head, telling her, like encouraging her the words through her mouth as she whispers them to herself, and feels him guiding her hands as she casts
This
it.
sounds very culty.
Her father is
cool.
Not a
literally
cult.
the god of a cult.
I said what I said, and you agree. That's what.
Why do you think Storm was like, I ain't for this shit, man? But yes, for 10 minutes, as long it's concentration. For 10 minutes, she has plus
+1 AC and advantage on
AC.
stealth.
she will try and sneak in closer and see if she can see what this person is doing. And fingers crossed, it's fucking Thalai, and she's going to throw a rock at his head.
Fingers crossed we get inter-party violence.
Yeah, the usual, you know.
All right, roll with advantage.
Didn't need advantage, but that's okay. 18 stealth.
That is more than enough to beat Thalai's passive perception.
Of 16, yes.
All right. You start creeping your way up towards him. Creeping your way downtown. You do move in close enough, kind of moving from pile of rubble to corpse to pile of rubble to another corpse, making your way closer, and eventually notice that it is indeed Thalai, and he seems to be undressing a corpse in front of him.
Storm watches for like a minute before grabbing a rock, and if there's no rock, she grabs a ball bearing and throwing it at his head.
Counterspell.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Make an attack roll with advantage.
A mistake! There is no mistake. She'll take whatever fucking consequences. She's mad at you. You're lucky. I missed both those rolls. It was a 2 and a 9 on the dice. Actually, no. I think I
What's the
still
total?
hit.
My
actually.
AC is low. My AC is low.
I think
right
I
now.
actually still hit. Hang on. Does this get... No, this is an improvised weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that get?
At Dex?
You add your dex still to hit it.
Add your dex. Okay.
You just don't add your proficiency modifier to it.
11.
You just missed me. My AC is 12.
I
But-
can make it hit.
I was to
You
say,
know what?
Ash, my senses are on high, and I feel something whistle past me.
Mm-hmm.
I
There
can
are
make
remains
that hit, and I'm gonna make
over
it hit. No, I'm making it hit. I spend a key point to make it hit.
Okay. Ash.
Even well, I don't think it matters.
I don't know. It's okay because I feel something hit me, don't I?
You do. You feel a ball bearing hit you in the back of the head.
My senses are tensed up, and I'm stressing the fuck out while I'm doing all this. And
You
there are
gotta throw the dead body.
no, not the dead body. Are there weapons all over the floor?
Yes, plenty.
I would like to pick up any form of throwing weapon and just turn and throw back where it came from, because that's how alert I am right now. Like how on edge I am. So whether it's a javelin, a throwing axe, something like that, I just
And
pick
she
up.
will catch it.
I was
Or
gonna say, are
attempt to
you
catch
going
it.
for the closest weapon on hand?
Of a throwing type, yes.
Okay. Well, there is not a throwing type weapon very close to you.
Alright, well I will just pick
There
up.
is a halberd next to you, from one of the soldiers.
Fuck it, I'll throw a helmet then.
My AC is 19.
Doesn't matter, it's the instinct that matters here. Now,
It's the
Throwing-
intent.
it's the intent. Now, throwing something that's not meant to be thrown, I believe, is a disadvantage.
Yes.
It's an improvised weapon as well.
Yeah, it's just throwing an improvised weapon, really.
Alright, well, I still get a +4.
Like throwing a chair.
Well, that is a 17.
In total?
Because I don't get proficiency, right?
Yeah.
Even though I have proficiency in all weapons.
No, you're just proficient in simple and martial, aren't you?
Yes.
yeah,
not,
simple and
not,
martial.
not improvised.
Alright, yes, and that is a 17.
Yes. You miss, but you come very close. So there is
Storm
suddenly a
doesn't move?
halberd just comes hurling through the air and just embeds into the snow right next to you.
And there's a storm staring at you, dead furious, glaring. Clearly having just thrown the rock at you, ball bearing.
I just turn back and get back to what I was doing, seeing it's not a threat.
Ooh.
So the good thing that Thalai didn't say that out loud.
Yes, because you sure as hell would get forcefully lugged back to...
The audacity of this man.
Storm creeps up closer to you and
I love
whacks
it,
you.
though.
What are you doing?
they are dressing their dead as Xel'nari agents. I'm not letting that insult stand.
I don't. Okay, yes, this is terrible. However, what are you doing?
What I expect you to do for your people, if you're the last one left. And I just get back to what I'm doing.
She, like, forcefully tries to get in your way. She will rip the body out from underneath you if she has to try and get your attention. They lie. I'm going to ask you again. What are you doing? Why are you here? By yourself, where it is dangerous. You snuck out and not let anyone come and help you. This is not the time. It is understandable what you want. But what are you doing here?
My duty to my people, as I am the last.
She punches you.
Okay. Oh,
Make it
and then-
attack.
I rolled a 9 again. Which is an
Oh,
11.
so you got proficiency.
Oh, in punching. Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Whoops. Oh,
Punch.
that hits.
Alright, roll your damage.
It's not a lot of damage. It's like only like 4 damage or something.
No,
No,
you
you're
have
a monk.
martial. You have monk.
You're a
You have
monk.
martial die.
I don't remember how this works.
I believe you will be a D6 at this point, at least because of your dip into war. might
Oh
be a
yeah, it is a
D8.
D6.
You
Where's my
might be a
die?
D8. And then don't forget to add your dex.
No, it's
Yes, it is.
7. Yeah, it's not a lot of damage though. It's only a +2. My dex isn't very high. I
That's
went
right,
mostly.
Does
I
that
went
mean if
mostly
you-
wisdom.
If you punched with your left hand, you wouldn't add your stat modifier.
Sorry, Alice, was that 7?
Just 7.
Okay, I'll take it. And then just get back to what I'm doing.
Stop being a fool.
You're one to talk about foolishness.
Yes, and that is why I have every right to know exactly what it is you're doing. Stupid.
No.
Yes,
No.
we will come.
And then I will just.
It's about this time the rest of the party walk in hearing, no, yes, no,
No, no, no.
yes.
I'm just walking to the next foot soldier.
Storm,
stripping.
in her frustration, knowing very well that she can do this and that no one else knows she can do it, she reaches out and holds person on Thalai.
What save do I need to make?
It is
Is
a
it con?
wisdom save.
That was weird.
Wisdom save, yeah.
DC?
16. It's not very high. My DC is not high. I am not a very good spellcaster.
Hold up.
He does not have a good wisdom save, though.
Fell off the table, sorry, but I just wanted to get the dice before I lost track of it. That is a dirty 20.
Ooh.
You
It's like-
feel a resistance against your will, but you push through it.
So we all arrive. How far away are we from this?
I can cast
Keep up
this
on-
again.
you-
but
you
will
are
lose so many
Just
points.
down the bottom of the hill, and are making your way up the hill slightly. And you can just see just the two of them at the top. Can't really make out most of the destruction just yet because you're just coming over the ridge, but you can see them and probably hear them because they're not being as quiet as they would like to think they're being quiet. Having to go at each other.
Oh no, I'm quiet. My voice is quiet. It's Storm who's shouting at me.
No,
I've-
she's whispering.
No, I've answered very calmly.
But yes, you see them bickering back and forth amongst each other.
So we don't see one of them punching the other one in the face.
She didn't punch me in the face, just in the shoulder. Like in the chest. She's not that mean. Storm is so frustrated right now. You can just feel like her fur is on end. She's just so
Oh,
obviously her tail is
oh,
flicking.
You're frustrated now. Now you understand how we all feel about Storm.
I think Kovac seeing this
That's
would
not fair.
begin
You've
to
terrorized her fucking island. I don't want to hear it, Thalai.
hustle a bit
It's different,
faster
but it's also the
towards these
same.
two and try and close the distance while maintaining her current average to poor level of stealth.
Storm. Yeah? Go.
Hey, what are you two doing?
I'm trying to get that idiot to come back!
Shh, stop. No more talking. You wait until these two catch up, and then we will resolve this sensibly.
He is not sensible!
And at this
What?
point, I would have reached the next foot soldier, and you would just see me ripping off Xel'nari colors of that person.
Oh.
Do the rest of us catch up as well?
Yeah.
Once
It takes Sam a bit longer.
once we are all within 30 feet of each other, Kovac is going to look around, crack her neck, and incant something.
It's great, because at this point, no one is going to believe Storm if she tells them she can cast Hold Person, because there has been no evidence of this ever being a possibility from her. She's failed in the, in front of everyone. The only person that's seen her do it is dead.
Storm? Kovac says in your head, be quiet.
She skulks back into a shadow somewhere.
If you wish to speak, do it in here. You can reply. We can all speak to each other inside our heads for an hour. I have formed a telepathic bond.
And then I just hear Sam talking to Sam saying, see what they need to mimic a fraction of our power.
Fifth level spell. Yeah.
All you hear from Storm is very angry cat noises.
She's also cast tongues on us. So
So yes, I have access to the spell Telepathic Bond because it is a ritual. Once a day, I can cast it for free as an action without taking up the 5th level spell slot.
that's pretty cool.
I'm just gonna then speak out the. If you want to help find the other foot soldiers and get the Ari colors off. And that's all I say, and I get back to work.
I know that there is no persuading you, so I will assist, if only to make this process go faster. And then she begins to help.
As soon as Thalai would have said that, Mug would have gone to find another one and help.
Storm will absolutely not looking at anyone with anything except anger and not talking in any form other than cat. She refuses to communicate properly right now. She will start collecting all the Xel'nari clothing and putting them either in Kovac's bag of holding or her bar of holding. And anything that doesn't fit, she will be putting in a small pile to the side, and she will find a discreet way to burn later.
Storm, we can understand you. The targets can communicate telepathically through the bond, whether or not they have a common language.
No one said she was saying intelligible words. She is making angry cat noises.
Yeah, like if she's
Like growling and
Speaking.
hissing and
Okay.
grumble, like the equivalent of grumbling.
Sort of thing.
It's like
like actual cats do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's growling. It's literal growling.
Kovac will hear, obviously, with the telepathic bond, Sam just stating, can't you fabricate these away or something? Would that be quicker?
Longer.
I think Zoe's Discord might have crashed.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
It's a look.
It's a look.
It's a look of judgment.
I disconnected her
It
so she
is.
can reconnect. It gets
Yeah.
stuck otherwise.
Just that.
I am not pleased with you.
She was so
Having
upset.
planned as
Technology
much
failed her.
previously. That's why she uses magic.
So,
How many bodies were
Yeah.
in Xel'nari colors?
Just what I was
7.
about to ask, yeah.
7.
And they were of the invading forces, or
Yes.
Yep.
But with the outfits on, it's hard to differentiate that. Obviously, that's why
What
these
just
ones haven't burned
happened?
yet.
I think my internet fell over.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
You had a
You-
very amusing
disapproving look?
Did anyone take a screenshot of it? We should
I
be
was-
doing that.
I was about to, but then Ellis kicked it.
Well, there's
Ah.
been disconnection issues or like reconnection issues with people reconnecting to the call.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So,
Well,
So
Zoe, after the stream, you can
Uh,
rewatch and admire your judgment.
Yes.
It was
But-
a very good judgmental face.
what was Samantha saying to me when things began to
Oh,
cut out?
basically, can't you just use fabricate to get rid of the outfits, or change the outfits or something?
Undressing them it would be faster, and I didn't prepare that spell today.
Oh, okay.
I prepared remove curse instead. I think Thalai has some memories to
You realize he can hear you.
regain. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Thalai, once we are done here and clear of danger, I'm going to attempt to uncover any potentially lost memories.
and Storm is gonna try and keep an eye out for like any traces of the people, the mages, the demons, or whatever they are, around here.
I'm going to do my normal elevated sight. Sam isn't really be much help during this section.
Speaking of which, Ash,
Mm-hmm.
are the fire spells still going off in the distance, or are they?
They have stopped.
That's what
That's
I was not
very
going to tell you unless
unsettling.
someone asked specifically, because it
Ah.
was such a natural sound in the background that you were hearing that.
I feel like
I hate
Storm
this, I
would have
hate
been
this, I
keeping
hate
an
this.
ear out for it because she was concerned
And
about it.
Because you just said that, I was about to tell you as well, but then
Yeah.
I asked anyways.
Okay.
In that case as well, once we get to the last, once like the last invader body is being stripped, I'm starting to gather all into
Starting together, what, sir?
all the Goliath bodies.
Storm, as I said, was gonna look around. She's not gonna touch anything, but she's gonna be like doing her perception nonsense of like walking around and just like looking around.
If
Yeah,
you were
does
also
she notice
cooking around,
So you do, as you make your way over to the ridge, having heard the fireball stop, you look over the ridge and you see the familiar cracking of the sky in the air, where a figure forms out of nowhere. It is the same figure you saw previously stepping out, that of what you have dubbed the Sage. And he seems to be communicating with 4 figures below him.
Is-
But it is far too far away for you to be able to make out any conversation.
Is our connection still active?
Yes.
it functions for an hour. There is no range.
Okay. Storm, this is the first time Storm actually says anything legible and goes, "They're still here."
Where?
Past the
They're quite far
ridge.
down the side of the hill. More in the direction of where Mug and Thalai originally gated out to.
She won't say all of that. She'll say, far beyond the ridge where I sit,
Are they coming?
they're talking.
Okay.
How many more bodies have Xel'nari clothing?
You would have gone through them all by now.
Okay.
There's only 7 overall, so.
Mm.
Do I see this as well with my elevated sight?
Were you keeping concentration on that?
It's only a 1-minute spell.
No, you unless you cast it again, no, you wouldn't see it.
What do you mean? Sorry, cast it again.
Did you cast it now? Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I apologize. I did not hear that.
No, that's okay.
Yes, yes, you would see them talking. Yes. So you would see the sage, the sorceress, and 3 foot soldiers talking.
Yeah. Okay. Again, in the heads, but yeah, can confirm. Got eyes on them. Is it just them? Have they got like any prisoners or anything with them, or anyone tied up?
Cannot see anyone with them though.
So we need to go, right?
Right. Mm. I'll
Is
get
that
them confirmed.
everyone in agreement?
Storm. We're still communicating in our minds, yeah.
Yes.
Storm will, yeah, she'll say, we need more information, but we should never have come here in the first place.
I know.
We absolutely need more information, but if we risk too much, then the information we have will never make it back to Xel'nari, and others will be in danger. For now, what is most valuable is inside our heads. We need to get back.
Then go.
You too.
No,
No?
I have a duty I need to do here. My people are not being left to be scavenged by the beasts in the hills.
What is the greatest duty that you think you have?
My people don't want these water and scavengers.
What
They set
rights?
it off.
No. Thalai, you have said yourself, this mountain is harsh. It takes a lot out of your people. If people are weak, they get left behind. If they get old, they get left behind. There is a sense of practicality and purpose in your people. We may not agree with it, but it is there.
My people
The
weren't-
strong must continue on.
This was not natural.
No.
This was
This was
evil.
war.
No. This was evil. My
War.
This
Yeah.
war is evil.
No.
This is a war that's brewing, and it's bringing everyone into it.
You can all go. I will catch up to you. I know these mountains better than you, and we are heading to Tanzanite. I can catch up. You go
What?
ahead.
I'm not leaving you.
What
I'll
are
stay.
you about to do with them?
Burn them. I'd like to bury them, but I can't do that. So I will burn them.
Actually, you can. I
Mulder?
should have a spell.
But
I
I
might
want
actually have a bigger spell prepared.
I need them together first. It's gathering together. So I really only gathered about maybe 5 or 6 at this point, because I'm not just haphazardly placing, laying them down nicely.
I've got meld into stone. I don't have. Wait, did I
Jade stone?
finish doing my? Did I finish adding on my extra spells?
Storm, please keep watching them. If any of them make a move in this direction, we are leaving all of us to lie.
Storm nods.
We will help you. We're not leaving you.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't finish with my spells, so I do actually have one. Okay, I can do something weird here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast, if it's okay with the DM, it'll take 10 minutes because it's a ritual. Hallucinatory terrain on this area. I could make it look like it was before we started playing with it. So if they look or come over this direction, hopefully they'll just see the same bodies in the Xel'nari outfits and leave the rest of us the fuck alone. So while we're doing all of this, I mean, yeah, once smoke
Oh.
starts billowing or anything like that, if that does, that's gonna be a problem. But
there was fires before, wasn't there?
Yes, it's most of the fires have now gone out by
Yeah.
morning, and it's now just smoke.
okay, that makes it easy. But yeah, I'm gonna, as an idea, at least give us some cover. We might be able to do stuff underneath it. Well, I think that's how it works. Something like that.
Yeah.
That's what
I
I'm
think
trying to get at. Like put like a blanket over us.
But you're casting
Yes.
as a ritual.
I have to cast that as a. It has to be. It's 10-minute casting,
Yeah.
physically.
No problem.
Couldn't wouldn't the sky also count as terrain? Would the affected area be able to potentially reach up and obscure smoke?
It's a 150-foot cube in range.
So any plume going up to 150 feet in the air could therefore be obscured, right?
New ones. I'm trying to keep as
Yeah.
much info, so I would actually ask Kovek to assist me in this. Well, while I'm muttering through the spells, if you could describe everything, because your memory and your note taking, your attention to detail is pretty immaculate.
Oh yes, of course. I will
So-
share everything I need to with her.
And we can do it all mentally as well because we don't want to speak out loud.
We're on a conference call.
Exactly.
Yeah.
High cast conference call.
So you're the reason we had that messed up dream sequence where we're all inhabiting the same body.
No, that was just really, really good inspiration for choosing the spell.
Interesting. All right. So by doing that, though, you have obviously dropped the spell for
Pass that
Elevated Sight.
trace. Oh
And
yeah, no,
elevated
it's a
sight,
one.
so-
It's a 1 minute cast done. Yeah, pass without trace would have
Drops,
already
yep.
been dropped
So-
when casting that anyway.
Storm, you're the only one who sees this thing because you're the only one looking down at the group.
Oh yeah, she's watching
Um,
them like a fucking hawk.
It seems like the hooded figure has gotten aggravated. He seems to be gesturing a lot, and the others have kind of taken a step back. He then turns to one of the foot soldiers, and a green beam of energy leaves his finger, and it just drops to the ground dead. So he's just killed one of his own men immediately. And then he turns to the ground and uses his hand to gesture, and a large area of snow gets kind of swept away, forming almost a perfect flat circle on the ground where runes are starting to glow. He seems to be casting some kind of spell upon the ground.
I'm sorry?
Storm just goes, Kovek, get here now. Kovek, Kovek, Kovek,
Yes,
Kovek, Kovek, Kovek,
yes,
Kovek, Kovek, Kovek.
Yes, I go.
All right.
And she
You
just
see
points.
this as well.
I've heard of this spell.
It is a teleportation circle.
Storm. Every single symbol you see, record it now.
It is a bit far away for her to be able to really make out individual symbols.
There was
Um,
swirly line, there was circle, there was square, there was two swirly lines. It was
Triangle.
They're all like arcane symbols, aren't they? They're not in a language or anything.
No, not in a language that you understand.
Keeping in mind, I do speak primordial.
Yes, you
Ma-
do speak primordial. It is
Mug?
typically of draconic nature, though.
Invisibility now.
I'm helping with the bodies.
Mug.
Are you going to do something arrogant again?
Fact finding is never arrogant.
Storm just turns to Mug and goes, "Can you make us both invisible?"
I'm going to regret this.
As if you consent to it and are beginning to, before you do, I will cast fly on both of us.
A third level invisibility to get the both of you.
Okay. I fly over and I attempt to make note of the glyphs
I will also fly over with her.
that make up the circle. I know that
Oh,
I
look what
know-
my mistakes have done. My mistakes
I
have
know-
brought valuable information to the party.
Ash,
Ugh.
I know
No.
that for a
We're
teleportation
here as a
circle,
consequence of you, but this is not
It-
for our best interest or our best health.
it takes a minute for you to memorize the glyphs, but because I'm an Order of Scribes wizard, would you let me do it faster?
I will let you make an arcana roll to see
Okay.
if you do it faster.
I get to add a d4 to this because this is my jam.
Can Storm do her best to observe everything she possibly can while they're there? Not just
to
the
memorize, so
circle,
you-
but the people as well.
Okay. I will let you assist with memorizing the runes for Kovac's roll then.
We have a shared mental link, so that works.
Okay,
So you can
but
roll
Storm's
advantage.
not just looking at the circle.
Yeah,
She's
you're
also
memorizing everything.
looking at the people, their faces, their features, the things that they hold on them, any items. She's trying to find anything of value that might be of interest.
So the one thing you definitely notice, first of all, is that none of them are showing their faces. All of them are wearing their full face masks, and the only one who seems to be unarmored is the hooded figure, the one you've called the sage. Even the sorceress was wearing some level of armor upon her. Not much. It's more decorative than actually functional, but definitely armor. So.
Wait, was the sage the one who was protecting Thalai, or was this someone else?
The sage is the one who
Oh
supposedly
no, that was
gave...
the shaman.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm
There's
thinking of
the shaman, and
Yep.
then there's the sage.
yep.
Sage demon.
Yeah,
Yep,
sage
yep.
is bad.
Yep.
Yeah. What did you get on your two rolls?
I rolled a dirty 20 as my
Nice.
highest.
I got 22.
Which make... Alright. Alright. You managed to shave off several rounds, in fact. You managed to memorize it in just 2 rounds. Instead of a full minute.
Let's go!
Having said that, it still takes him the full minute to cast it, so you're still spending the time to watch as he is casting the spell. But almost as soon as the spell is cast, you see a gateway open above the teleportation circle, and 12 foot soldiers just gate into the area. And immediately, as soon as they appear on the ground, an order is barked, and they step off. And you see the spell starting to glow again, preparing to gate in another group. It seems they are calling for reinforcements.
From another location. Oh my god, okay.
Does Storm notice anything on them particularly? Like anything of interest, anything of note?
They don't seem to have any clear identifying marks. The only thing that seems to signify that they are from the same group is the fact that they are all wearing black armor and red robes.
But
And
do
that is
they
the only
do they hold any reminiscence to like the dream that we shared, or the history we know or anything like that?
No.
Okay. And no, obviously, no regional identifiers.
No,
or
no markers on them at all. They do not have a symbol or any identifying marks.
Not just that, like for instance, like the style of clothing or the shape of armor, things like that. Like the styles of outfits or the way they hold themselves, or the color of their skin if there's any showing, or hair or anything like
So
that. Anything that might determine a location. Anything at all.
this sorceress, you cannot see any skin whatsoever of the hooded figure, but the sorceress, the little bit of skin that is showing from below her robes is darkened grey, the same as the rest of the demons that you've fought so far. The foot soldiers are covered in armor and head to toe, and so you cannot see their skin colors. The only thing that seems to be any kind of identifier is, and you've noticed this amongst all of the demons that you have fought so far, is that each one seems to have their own unique style of armor and clothing to them. Either they have chosen it themselves or had it specially designed for them. But the foot soldiers themselves, they seem to be quite generic. Just they are purely designed for war, not for looking fancy, not for looking interesting. It's designed to be efficient and to churn out as much as possible and get an army on the field.
We can.
There's nothing particularly unique or special about them.
Do we still have to, with the mind spell, do we still have to speak words to cast spells?
Yes, that link is only for you to talk to each other, not to cast a spell.
Mm.
Okay.
Kovac says in Storm's head, we need to go. I have the glyph. We need to leave.
She mentally nods. You get the like idea of
Mhm.
yes, but she doesn't actually say it. It's more of just like a sense of yes.
Or like hearing.
Can I ask something, Ash? Is there
You can.
any miscellaneous items unattended? Anything that looks important?
With them, no. They are carrying everything on them.
Okay.
I mean, there would technically be a consumable material component, which would be enchanted chalk, being used to cast a spell, right?
No, he does not seem to be using enchanted
Oh,
chalk.
dick.
Doesn't look like it was teleportation circle though. This looks like a different spell.
It's a summoning circle.
It's something.
But we can look into that. Okay.
So
And as you were standing, continuing watching, debating on leaving, another group of 12 gates in and again immediately steps off. As they are stepping off, the first group have divvied up into groups of 3 and are starting to spread out in what is clearly a search pattern.
So Storm, by the way, when the first group were summoned, Storm and Kovac, there's no way we wouldn't have, the link has no distance, so the rest of the party would
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
We would have communicated that. That being said, on the fly back, because I presume at this point we leave, on the fly back, Storm is going to keep an eye out with her perception and like actively look for Thalai's mother or the shaman or signs that there might be either A, survivors or B, their bodies, because we haven't come across them yet.
Get you to roll me a perception check for me, please.
Why did I put my dice away? Did I put my oh, I didn't put my dice away. It just blended in with my very colourful. I'm going up by increments of 1 at this point. Actually, no, it's more than that. 25.
Okay. as you get a better view from up above, and specifically are looking out for any signs and looking over the bodies, the only thing you don't see signs of survivors. The only thing that makes you think that there could be survivors is there don't seem to be enough corpses here.
That's literally what I was thinking.
Hmm.
That's why I mentioned survivors, because it doesn't seem like
You've
there's
got no
enough
way of knowing
bodies.
the exact numbers, but it just doesn't seem to be the right amount of people. So you can't tell how many people have survived, but it definitely seems like people have survived.
Okay. And I didn't see any familiar
No signs
bodies?
whatsoever.
No familiar
No.
bodies? Okay.
They are quite burned and deformed for you to be able to make out individual features.
Okay. What about uh the shaman's tent? No, the chief's tent that we were in
Mhm.
before all of this went down. So that was like where we had the fight and the dead body was there of the old chief.
Mhm.
Um,
That
where
is
where is that in
almost
relation
entirely
to
destroyed.
us?
That is almost at the center of the camp area, the fire pit being the actual true center. But
So where is
the
that?
tent is almost completely destroyed.
Where's that in relation to us and them?
Well, the fight happened around the fire pit, so it's
Mhm.
all very close to that.
Yeah, but
So
no, but where the party is and where they're summoning new foot soldiers, like where exactly?
They are down the mountain, round about 800 feet away.
Mm.
Um, you are at the top of that crest at the camp.
And where is where is that tent? Destroyed or not? Where is the tent?
It is at the dead center of the camp.
That gave me literally no geological information.
I'm not sure what you're trying to ask about that.
Okay, okay. If the camp is like, just say the circle, and it's in the
Yeah.
center, where are we?
You are at the tent, like around that tent area. You
Okay,
are
so we are at
in
the.
that central area.
Okay, and where are
Yes.
they compared to that? Like off
800
Down the
feet
hill.
down the hill.
Okay, okay. That's what I was trying to understand. Like, where was the tent compared to us? It's like right next to us.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not a big
that's it.
village. It's a very small camp village.
That's okay.
Very small.
That's fine. That's fine. But I just wasn't sure if they were like right next to it, or whether we were right next to it, or like what.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
so we've warned the others, and we are on our way back.
Yes.
How far in is this to my hallucinatory terrain spell?
You would be about 4 minutes into it.
So there's no point me continuing it. I will ask, is there any point me continuing this spell?
I don't think this time.
We need to leave
Cool.
now.
That's fine. I'll stop.
Thalai.
I've already marked off that spell slot anyway.
Mug's gonna walk over to Thalai. And you probably get a bit of a weird double because we'll be speaking to you quietly, but you also get the telepathy and whatever other significance or emotion or whatever that comes along with that. And goes, Thalai, you have done more than anyone could expect. We need to go.
Storm will actually chime in here and go, Talai, I believe there are survivors. Let's give them the best chance of survival by leaving. They will look after this in your stead. Please trust us.
How many did I get up to, Ash?
Of piling up.
Yeah.
Several minutes and you're fairly strong, and you had Mug helping you. So I'd say you got through a decent amount of them, probably a dozen, maybe a bit more.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I have. I know, dangerous.
Mm.
I have in my inventory. I still have that bottle of Igor Special Brew that I never finished, which was mostly alcohol.
Yes.
Now that thing would be extremely flammable, wouldn't it?
Very.
then I think I will pour that on who I have gathered and light them. So at least these. So these two at least.
We can all remotely flame. Just we can all cast fire from a distance, and he has to do it up front
this
in
is
his
what
face.
he needs to do. This is
Yeah.
what he needs to do.
Oh no, this is fine. This is just me yelling here, and Storm being all like, ah, but we're not.
I mean, if you
know,
guys want to
make sense.
drag him away, try and drag him away. When you see what he's doing, because I think if Mug sees me with the bottle, that's one cork and start pouring it. I think Mug knows what's going on.
No, I'm good with it.
It's Mug.
This is why we die.
We are still okay. A couple of things. We are still in the burnt out remains of a village, which is sort of smouldering. So it's not a 100% sort of beacon. And one bottle of booze is not going to be a bonfire. That's
No.
my estimation of the situation. So
Well,
it's
sorry. So the question I was asking Ash is then, would that actually work to set these bodies on fire, or would it not be enough?
It would work to set the bodies on fire, but it would not be like a sudden burst of flames. It's going to burn over time and eventually turn into the bonfire you want it to be.
If I cast fireball, however,
Then,
Yes,
then you
yes.
scatter the bodies everywhere. Remember, it's an explosion. I think then I would quickly get things for tinder around them, so that will help with the burning, and then drop a torch on it and walk away.
Alright.
It's not everyone, and you can tell Thalai is pained, but it's something.
yeah, like Sam could see, like I went to the I did the whole I can fire in hand. It's like no, something he needs to do. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
So the bottle of Igor's special brew is gone.
I'm gonna presume that Storm notices the fire, the smoke, pretty fucking quickly with her perception.
and then I'll
Likely.
telepathically go, Sam, Samantha, can you make us sneaky? Because we got to run. We got to run fast. We got to run far.
I have a question.
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
I have a question. Did anyone grab the armor that Thalai had left behind in the dome?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Yep, that's fine.
You left
That's
it behind, man. That's your own sacrifice you made.
No.
I
No.
can't carry. I
No,
can't
that's
carry
fine.
it.
I like. In no part of Kovac's brain would she think, like, you left behind everything except the bare essentials. So as the dome fizzled, Kovac would have just turned to the gear, pulled open the bag of holding, and just slid it in.
This makes sense for Kovac. Like Sam would have just
Yeah.
been like, I'm just. What's happening? You want cast? Okay, spell.
Yes,
Mm.
that's
Storm
why
rushed
she
out,
rolled.
so
That's why she rolled low on stealth because she was too busy dealing with that.
Jamming everything back in that thing.
Mhm.
The backpack, the armor. Because
Yeah.
everything else would have just been in a backpack.
Mhm.
It's just the armor that would have been left on the ground.
So
It has been obtained.
I assume you wait for everyone to regroup before casting Pass Without a Trace.
Yes.
before
I'll
we get back there, can I do a vague sense count of how many people I'd estimate are being summoned?
As you are watching, more are coming through. Every time the circle is stepped off of, another summon begins. At the moment, you can see at least 5 groups have stepped off.
So that's
So-
60.
So they are just continuing. He told them to have no witnesses. You are witnesses. He is trying to make sure that there are no witnesses.
We're making sure we can get the heck out of Dodge.
So every time another one's set of 12 spawn, Storm is going, that's another 12. That's another 12. That's another 12.
Well, stop telling us and get back here so we can leave.
Another 12.
We land back next to them and just
You're still
probably-
invisible.
we're invisible. I'd say like we jump up and down in place and leave some sets of footprints all like by each other to be like, yes, we're here.
Or you could just reach out and touch them on the arm.
That too.
Mount
Once,
a fist. Bang.
once we have indicated our presence, and as Samantha is beginning to cast a spell, Kovac will turn, see what's been done. Thalai, you will feel your hand has been taken by both of Kovac's hands. Like she's like pulling your hand up to be like a flat palm. You'll feel 3 weights drop into your palm, and as soon as Kovac lets go, you see 3 flasks of oil appear.
I will add them to the fire.
Even look, it's just that you throw.
Um,
I will.
You'll hear Storm's incantations, and you'll see little sparks of flames catching.
Well, the fire's already been lit. This is just adding.
Yeah, she's adding to
Fuel.
the flyer. She's making sure things are catching. She's catching more things on fire. She's
So you were all complaining about him making a bonfire, and now you've
I
all
wasn't.
assisted.
He's fucking done it now. Let's just do it and go. Make it as fast as possible and get the
Um,
fuck out.
I will whisper.
We're in trouble anyway.
I will state into someone well, obviously we've got the connection still going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast the spell, and then me and my brother should turn into very small. Oh no, speed. What's the slowest outside of us? Because I can either turn into something small and be carried, or I can turn into something larger and move quicker.
I think at the moment myself and Thalai are the slowest.
Kovac and I can move at
30.
60 feet. Our
Because of the fly spell, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
For
I are just 30.
yes, for the next, I assume like 8 minutes is how long that's what has left
But if
on
you
it.
guys turn into something small, I can carry you and also take you much further.
I think that should probably be the better idea if we go smaller, because if we can at least do fly and get less off the ground, then even with pass out trace, no tracks. I mean, yeah, small people. I'm gonna be honest. We can't not make tracks in a way through snow, to some degree, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like the whole burrowing situation. So
It's-
that'll be the
Honestly,
suggestion.
you guys both turning into birds, if you can, and then carrying Thalai and Mug. Better idea because we're already flying.
So
Yeah,
even though we've leveled up, Sam's gonna have like next to no idea what they're doing. It's like it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We can do this. Sees brother turn into it's like, oh yeah, of course, turn into a bird, and then there's that slight moment of, what?
That's how easy it was, you son of a bitch!
Why didn't you tell me?
I love the
Oh.
idea of just waking up, suddenly working out you can do something, but you don't quite understand. It's like, what's going on? Ah!
You've just had this metaphysical moment when you've realized that high-level powers are actually powered by emotional trauma.
Yes,
Also,
yes, I agree
it doesn't
with that.
break your pass without a trace.
No, it doesn't. It's not a
Yeah,
concentration.
which is good.
And they're both, well, my bird is longer than my spell.
Yes.
As in, the pulsar trace only lasts for an hour.
Yeah.
Well, I can say
So-
So
it's
does
on
the
for 2
fly
hours.
spell. The fly spell
Where-
will wear off after an hour too.
The fly spell is 10 minutes, unfortunately.
Oh, so
Wow.
it's gonna wear off very short.
But it gets us a fair
Yeah.
way out.
Oh yeah, we can get a solid distance
Yeah.
away in that time.
A good solid distance out before we have to leave any
Yep.
problems.
So what Storm will do is she'll say, "You guys start. I will make sure as scout I can travel faster than you guys. I will catch up. I will make sure they do not find us. Because
That worries me.
I can use my bonus action to also dash.
Yeah.
So I can let you guys get a little bit ahead and then catch up.
What are you planning, Storm?
Nothing. I just want to make sure they do not follow. I can keep tabs, that is all. I will only be
Fine.
like a minute behind you. Just go as fast as you can. I promise. I will not do
We
anything
are
trouble.
all
risky.
We're all getting prepared for the consequences of our actions. Let's go.
Yes.
Hurry up. Chop chop. Kitty cat.
To infinity and beyond.
And we're way beyond.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Cutie.
Hi, muffin cake. So Storm will only hang back for like a minute. Wait for you guys to like dash until she's like barely able to see you, and keep an eye on them. So only like a minute, maybe 2 minutes max, and then she will triple dash her way to you guys. So
You
just
won't be within my pass-out trace though by doing that.
that's fine. Whatever. Just
Is
stay
it
low to
if
the
they
ground.
leave the area, it's
Yep, I have to
stopped,
stay
or-
within a certain radius of you guys. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
so the
you
10
have to
goes off and stuff.
remain within 30 feet of
But
me
I'm
to get the
invisible
benefit.
as well for I don't know how long.
For about another 5 more minutes.
Yep. So as long as I can fly, I'm also invisible. So it's fine. I don't make
Oh,
noise.
actually, what's the duration on invisibility?
10 minutes?
1 hour.
Oh,
no, so
there you
you're
go. No
invisible for quite
problem.
some time.
No problem, Sam.
Yep.
So yeah, I will catch up.
Yeah.
And I will just keep an eye on movements of people, where they're going, so I can give these guys mentally a direction of like this way's safe, that way's not safe, etc.
Yep.
That's literally all I'm doing. She's just trying to thing. So I would say it maybe 3 rounds that
3
she
rounds?
lets you guys get ahead, so that I can still catch up to them. Because I can do 180 movement around.
Why are you biting me?
Storm, the first thing you notice is that first one group and then another group of soldiers seem to be pointing in your direction and calling out. Upon the call out, you see the sorceress start floating up into the sky, straight up.
Storm is relaying all
soon
this
as-
information too.
As soon as she gets high enough to be able to see, like almost like at level with where the camp is, you can see her incanting something, and a thin beam of energy leaves her fingertip and like pinpoints towards the camp, and then a small blossom of energy is starting to form there.
At the camp.
It is above your head.
They see you, Storm.
Run away.
Yeah,
It's a
she's
glass
at that point.
fireball.
She dashes immediately,
Yeah, you immediately start dashing.
and she's
Um,
relaying all of this mentally to everyone else.
So who's carrying the 2 Sams?
I thought you guys
No,
were flying.
Sam's are flying.
You're carrying us.
Oh yeah, we're birds. No. You said bird. Sam turned into just a bird. Sam turned into a giant eagle. You said bird!
Okay.
Fidget. What do
Giant
you mean?
eagles.
I was assuming giant eagles. but
Sam
it
definitely
just-
turned into a giant eagle.
Well, I don't. Can I turn into a giant?
You've seen
can.
your brother turn into
Yes!
one. I don't
You've
see why
definitely
you
seen your
couldn't.
brother do it.
Oh, I turned into like a hummingbird.
I
I panicked!
You turn into a hummingbird, and Thalia's just like, I cannot sit on this.
I can. It'll turn you back.
Hold on, I take a moment to regional. You can see the okay. For flavor, the wild shape is still forming, and then I turn into a giant eagle. I don't fucking know. I'm panicking. I need a pee.
How many rounds of triple dashing do I need to do?
To catch up with them, quite a few, because whilst you are fast, they are flying in a straight line. You are running across a mountainside.
No, I'm
Oh,
Oh,
flying.
she-
she's also flying.
Fly too.
I'm flying.
She
Oh,
can
yes,
fly.
that's right. You've got fly. Yeah, you've still got it active. You actually you'd only need a round or two then to catch up with them.
I'll say 2
Is that to
rounds.
work out how many key points?
Yes.
I would say 3.
3? Okay. That's how I have to spend 1 key point per round.
Um, as you are almost caught up with them, you see, well, you hear and feel the explosion behind you as yes, the delayed detonation fireball goes off, swelling in size and just exploding out in the space.
It's okay.
It
Storm does
definitely
not.
seems that she is aware that you were there, but has not found you.
Okay, so
Storm
not
does not have
bad.
any desire to get in another fight. She was only there to make sure everyone else got away because she felt like she had the best chance of getting out regardless with her increased speed and her current situation.
Can I get your stealth checks, by the way, please?
Oh god.
Yeah. Remember,
Everyone?
we have passed out a trace.
Everyone who is with the Eagles.
Yes.
So not me?
You are now
got
with
with
the
the
Eagles.
But was she present when I cast the spell? Because it needs to be when I cast
Yes.
the spell.
She was
Yes,
present.
she
yes.
was. So she
Body.
can come back into range and
If that's the
regain
case, then
effect.
yeah, that's fine.
Oddie,
Well,
am
not
I
as
allowed
good
to
as-
use your reroll?
Well, I might need to use my re-roll as well. I don't. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Alright.
but your one doesn't take a reaction though, so you can probably do both.
I think mine does. I don't fucking know. Yeah, I didn't get as
Alright.
good as last time. It
So
makes me sad.
with disadvantage, because thankfully it was a nat 1, then a 13, and then I rolled a 17. So with disadvantage, because my exhaustion, that is a total of 24.
Oh, we roll with
24?
advantage? Oh, okay.
No, I roll with
No.
disadvantage because I'm
Oh.
exhausted.
Oh, yeah, you are too.
It's everyone's got a flat roll. I didn't roll very well. I only
Any-
got 26.
26,
24 for Mug.
24. Kovic,
29.
29. Storm.
Rude. My spell.
You didn't
You
roll
rolled
a
a nat
total
one.
of 1.
I rolled a natural 1. A natural 1 still counts as a fail.
No, it doesn't.
Only in combat.
There's
Well,
no
that
such
is a
critical fails.
total of 3.
Oh,
So that's
So-
10.
so 13.
No, because, well, yes, 13.
yes, you
and
were
then when I'm
present for the
out of
start of the
range.
spell.
It doesn't disappear off you though. So when
Yes,
you're
it does.
back,
No,
No, no.
when you come back,
Into
No.
the
You
range
take
of the
back
spell.
yeah,
Because you
the
were
spell.
in range at the time of the casting of the spell. When you come back into range of it, you come back under the effects of it.
okay, but even
Unless it is
still,
a new casting of the spell.
when this is just my understanding of how it works is when I leave the range of it, I need to do a new stealth check. When I enter it again, I need to do another stealth check.
Yeah, you're doing the new stealth
Okay.
check. This is the new stealth check with the extra 10.
I'm confused now, but okay, I'll just accept
It's
it.
fine,
It's fine. You got a
got a
13,
13.
yourself.
which is still a fail anyways.
Yes, it's a fail.
Okay.
That much I know.
So
But
from
she's trying to be
hundreds of feet
fast.
away, they hear something. Because she's also invisible, so they can't see a damn thing.
Oh wait, as invisible, don't I get advantage?
Yes, you do.
Well then, it is 22, because I rolled again and it was a 10.
All right.
Yes.
Probably still a fail, but that's fine.
I hope
Let's
not.
see.
Because Mark and I only got about that.
No. She does not notice the eagles. You've gotten far enough away to not notice the eagles.
That's hilarious.
Well, don't forget, there are other large flying creatures in the air around this area. You are not the only ones in the sky.
Still
And-
funny.
Pass without a trace conceals your presence to a degree. Tries to make you blend in with your environment. So, you know, you hunkering down on the eagles probably just look like extra large eagles.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Your eagles have cancerous tumors on them.
These are not the eagles you're looking for.
Or she
Yeah,
just
but you're an
didn't pay them
adorable
enough
cancerous
mind.
tumor.
However, there is still time for her to be able to notice you, and she does notice, or at least make a deduction that you might be the target she's looking for. And I'm gonna have to wait for Kovac to come back. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. She can't cast. She definitely doesn't have the range to counterspell it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh
So-
no, no.
For the second time, you see the sky darken around you as hurling from the heavens 4 meteor-sized rocks
You're not
come
within range,
plummeting to the
Kovac.
ground.
You weren't in range, Kovac.
I know.
Because it has a range of 1 mile, and she can't see the eagles.
Yeah, I was about to say, because we'd be hundreds of feet away,
Um,
possibly over 1,000 feet.
and regardless, if you see two large figures flying, like even just like it's a better safe than sorry situation. Makes sense that she'd attack us even if we weren't the target. It makes sense.
So, talk me through the. So Meteor Swarm is 4 meteors hurtling down from the sky.
Correct.
I can't counter it.
You cannot counterspell it.
Can I do something cool to the closest one? It's not within the context of the spell, technically, but I want to try because it's cool and I don't
Tell
want to
me
die.
what you're planning.
I want to try and see if I can track the movement of one of the meteors and cast a spherical wall of force around it before it hits the ground.
Why don't you cast a wall of force around all of us?
Because we're in flight! We'll collide with the wall and stop it!
Yeah. That's still better than all of us getting meteored.
Why don't you just put a wall of force above us so we can fly past it?
It's not big enough, it's a meteor swarm!
Can't you make it thin and long?
Yeah, but it's like... This is... No. I stand by my decision.
We don't have time to discuss it. So
I stand by my decision.
I'm
Ash,
going off.
can I catch one of the meteors?
You
I'm
can
just-
certainly try.
I'm just waiting for Storm to try and do deflect missiles on it.
No, Storm is not going to try and catch a giant flaming rock that is larger than 2 of her.
The old Storm would have.
It's more than larger than 2 of you. It's a 40-foot radius.
12
Oh,
of
God.
her.
Each one is.
Each meteor is a 40-foot radius. Yes.
Wait, so the
What?
impact... So the physical item hurtling down is 40-foot radius?
Yes.
Okay, okay, then I can't catch it.
No.
Didn't realize that. Can I change its trajectory?
So you're trying to ricochet it off your wall of force.
If so, I can make it whatever shape I want. Can I see the line it's coming in? I can make it a sheet 40 feet wide by 30 feet and then curve it. So it's like, in comes the meteor,
Also,
change
If-
direction, doesn't hit us.
if we wanted to be technical, they only explode on the ground. And we are not on the ground. We are safe. Next encounter.
If
Technically not
if-
true. They plummet to the ground is, yes, the direction that they come from, but if
To the
they...
ground at 4 different points.
Yes.
Each creature centered on each point. The point
Yeah.
is on the ground. The explosion is therefore on the ground. Like,
But
quite
if it collides with an eagle in mid-flight, well...
It will force you to the ground and then explode. You take both fall damage, crush damage, and explosion
Yes, we
damage.
want-
Please avoid the meteors.
so,
Please,
So-
eagles, avoid the meteors.
I'm
I
trying
I mean,
to
I'm not
just
planning
redirect. Just redirect.
First of
Go
all,
away.
I will get the eagles and Storm. Because she is invisible, but she is within the radius of a 40-foot sphere that is centered on the eagles. To make me a dexterity saving throw.
I have advantage on these.
Okay.
Now, the difference with this one is if you pass this dexterity saving throw, it will do no damage because you will avoid the meteor, and it will hit the ground. If you fail,
Okay.
it will hit.
Can I give Bardic Inspiration to whichever eagle I'm on?
Yes, I will let you do that.
Which one are you
Yeah.
on?
The one that's going to live, I think.
No.
You know what? I set the bar low. That's on me. That's on me. I set the bar
It's
low.
already been established that I'm sitting on Samuel because the joke was when you turned into a hummingbird, I couldn't sit on you.
Oh yeah.
So you get inspiration.
No, Samuel gets inspiration, Mantha does not.
So,
So,
if,
Samuel gets inspiration, Mantha does not.
if, Yeah, what are we? It's a D8, I believe now. For the inspiration.
Oh dear. Well, I've rolled and bye.
What did you roll?
You take
Overall,
You take
I
us
rolled.
both with you.
Yeah, overall I rolled 9.
Is that
I
with
rolled
an
a
inspiration?
No, because
Like
Samuel
inspiration.
has inspiration, not
Samuel
Samantha.
has inspiration. Because
Oh.
Mug's on Samuel.
I will roll for
Oh.
Sam. Samuel rolled a natural 20. So he
Good
is
boy,
fine.
Sammy. He
And
is fine.
Mug's taking credit.
So Kovic,
Yes.
seeing one of the eagles clearly not going to be getting out of the way in time. I will let you
Or do I get it?
attempt.
Or do we get advantage because we were told about it and we got perception and passed out trays and stacking stuff?
No.
Damn it, I did the wrong thing.
But
I should have used Mantle of Inspiration to allow us to immediately move the like here, and we just go.
Do we want to retroactively?
Activate thrusters.
Call me Nitrous.
Wow.
Initiate warp speed.
Hey guys, check your character sheets.
Although
First of all,
also...
actually, before I get on to Kovacs, Storm, what did you roll?
First of all, I was double checking something. I don't have advantage, but I do take half damage if I fail. I think I failed.
What did you get?
14.
Yeah, you definitely fail.
But I take
If it
half
would
damage.
fail against one of the
I'm
party
invisible,
members-
so none of you know
Ash.
until I get hit.
Ash. Am I allowed to make a dexterity saving throw riding the eagle to somehow avoid some damage?
What, you gonna like flip around to the underside and use the eagle as cover?
Maybe.
Like
That'll
the old
just mean you
cowboy
hit the-
trick.
That'll just mean you hit the ground first.
Okay.
I mean, you can attempt to jump from said eagle. I'll remind you, you don't have feather fall.
No, I don't.
Alright.
I do.
I have copious amounts of hit points, is what I have.
Hmm. So was it...
How would I roll this? Let's go with. Make me an Arcana roll, Kovic.
Okay.
Come on, Kovic, you can do it. You can save all our bacon.
Oh God, that's where are the dice cards? Come on. Trust me. You know me. I'm amazing at this. Let's go.
And Kalan, don't talk about cooked meat goods at this stage.
Who wants chicken?
20?
The bird is
Okay.
well and truly cooked.
Mm.
I'm gonna make a roll. All right. The first meteor plummets past you, as they were centered in the area around you, but not all on top of you, because then they would have just collided with each other. The second one plummeting past you as well. The third one that was going to hit you, Samuel and Mug managed to swoop out of the way, avoiding it. Samantha and Thalai attempt to swoop and looks like are about to be clipped by the side of it, as suddenly the rock just shatters to pieces in the air above you. It was not enough to divert it, but Wall of Force cannot be destroyed by anything other than disintegrate spell. And so, therefore, it counts as a solid ground surface that the meteor has collided with.
I get so shocked because of that. I have a heart attack and die.
There's only one problem now.
Still
She
gets it.
knows exactly where we are.
No, she doesn't.
She knows an area to keep flinging stuff at. Yes.
Wall of Force is invisible.
But a meteor exploding in
Mhm.
midair?
It's a bit strange, but maybe
And
it was a very
Eagles
Hang on,
doing
hang on.
barrel rolls and pirouettes.
Hang on. But maybe it hit maybe it hit the eagle. She can't tell. There was an explosion. It's a far distance. Like-
she was casting at the almost maximum reach of the spell as well. You don't know. She may know it's you. She may not know it's you. All you know is a meteor exploded above your heads and you are alive.
Actually,
What about the storm? She failed.
You were within the 40-foot sphere. The meteor is shattered above you.
Okay.
I'm just going to see what it would have done to you.
I had a look, and the average damage is 70.
I would have survived
Wow.
because they take half damage.
Oh, Storm, we start falling.
That's fine.
Oh, because fly is concentration.
Because
Yeah.
both
I
Fly
got
and
two below the average, so yes, you would have survived.
Fly and Wall of Force are both concentration. So I cast a spell, so I become visible, and because I drop concentration on Fly, I start to fall. Which also means the storm starts to
How
fall.
high
because
in
she...
the air are we?
You would be a couple of 100 feet off the ground.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because we probably would have gone straight horizontal, so as the slope
to get
went down.
as much distance as possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Storm will, if there's time, try and cast Levitate on Kovac.
Oh, you have enough time. You'll be falling for a round or two.
So, as soon as a storm appears and is like visible, I will feather fall myself.
Storm won't appear visible.
If she casts levitate on herself, then she will.
I'm not
Oh,
casting
okay.
it on myself.
Ooh, actually, maybe not.
If you
What
attack
what
or-
is the
or cast a
exact
spell.
wording? It's not an attack, and it's possibly not technically a spell.
Is it a spell-like ability instead?
That's what I've got to
Correct.
check.
Oh. Okay.
Because her one is specifically her elemental thing.
Well,
It's an
ends
innate
with-
ability given to me by my.
But does it say that you can
Race?
cast a levitate spell?
That's what I've got to check.
Yeah.
If it is
Let me
cast as a
check.
levitate spell or she just levitates, is what I need to check.
Depends.
Uh,
If I use my item, does that count?
Yes, because then you're using an item, you're interacting with an object, and that is one of the things that break.
No,
No.
it's attacks or cast the
Well,
spell.
that's right.
Yeah.
You
that
can
would do it.
cast Levitate without material components once per long rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that is casting the spell levitate. Then.
Okay.
yes.
So I
So
see
yes, you
storm
will become
appear.
visible.
That being said,
She's
hang
okay?
on.
Why can I not even see it in your list of stuff?
It's weird. My character is very weird. There's shit in all sorts of weird places because some stuff is items and some stuff is custom stuff because it doesn't exist outside of like this weird combination that I've made of things.
But I should still be able to see your ability to fly.
Yep, cast a levitate spell once with this trait.
Yep. So
Hang on.
it is this. It is the spell.
Okay. So, assuming that works and Kovac
Mhm.
comes to a safe ground landing, if she sees Storm still just floating up in the air, because if you're levitating, it's you can go like up or down like 10, 20 feet around.
Mhm.
So Storm's descent will be slow. Kovac will instead polymorph herself into a giant eagle, take off and snatch Storm out of the air and follow the other two.
She will levitate on herself.
That'll be hilarious. Like, there's 2 eagles getting away. I'll cast Meteor Storm. Huh? There's 3 eagles getting away.
My meteor hatched into a third eagle.
It exploded into
Ah.
another eagle?
Oh my gosh.
Is this where I pull out another dodgy rules lawyery justification?
Hmm.
Are the eagles carrying us?
Yes.
Or are we
So
running?
if I cast
Okay.
invisibility on the 2 eagles and affects all they're carrying, then all 4 of us become invisible?
No.
Or
until
not?
you separate from them. Yes.
Oh.
So as long as I'm considered equipment and not my own person, I'm good. um, I will tell the two Sams to fly close enough that I can touch the other one.
Okay.
So now that's gone from 2 eagles to 3 eagles to 1 eagle. Nothing sus.
No, it makes sense.
Nothing sus.
It makes sense
Quick,
because it
the
exploded.
camera pans back over to the sorceress, and she's just in there just going,
Huh? That's some
What?
continuity errors.
No, it makes sense because it exploded one of the eagles. Only one's left over. Logic makes sense.
So the extra eagle was actually one of the eagles that had been split in two by the meteor, and those halves have disappeared. So there's only one left.
Yeah. And Storm, recalling the weird veil of shadows that cloaked her earlier, she's going to use that again on Kovac.
On me?
Yes, because you're carrying me, so my stealth relies on you being stealthy.
Thank you.
So wait, now there's an eagle in like black shadowy darkness?
Not quite. You incant towards a creature, cloaking them in a shadowy veil of darkness and silence. So it's like they get a bit
darkness.
Well, I mean, so yes, it's shrouded.
Yes.
The target gains +1 bonus to their armor class and rolls stealth checks with advantage for the duration of the spell. So
Actually, if
there
I
you
had
go,
waited, I could have used the level 4 spell and had all the eagles turn invisible.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
As far as you can tell, as you continue your flight, keeping your telecommunication call up so that you can actually direct, as 2 of you are invisible and the third is just going off where you're directing them. As far as you can tell, no one is giving chase to you. Or if they are, they don't have the speed that you do to keep up. It seems that you have made a clear getaway. What direction were you flying in?
North.
What?
immediately
So-
away, and then I presume we head off
Wait,
towards
yeah.
Tanzanite.
Heading off
So
towards the-
we were on top of. So we were on the camp. Which direction relative to the camp were they teleporting into?
South.
They were south, yeah.
So we were going north, and that's
Uh,
what we were going
They were southwest-ish, but yes.
Okay. To Tanzanite.
And beyond.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now you only have a limited amount of time before your spells end, and you become 1 visible and 2 no longer eagles. So I assume that you are descending down to the ground at some point to refresh your polymorphs and transformations.
Yes. I should be able to get 2 more today.
I also have the polymorph spells. Still prepared if need be. How many times can I do it? I can do it once more because I did do attempt hallucinatory terrain, which I've already marked that slot off.
All right, so in total you'd be able to go for 4 trips with a short rest in the middle
Yes.
for them
So
to get their wild shapes back.
And I
Yeah.
can catnap for a short rest for a couple of
Yes.
people.
So we'll have 4 hours of high speed flight time directly north.
Which would be enough to get you almost off the mountain entirely,
heck yeah.
with the direct flight. You would probably have to trek.
Did we do a short rest? Sorry, you said.
You'd be doing a short rest in the middle of that. Yes.
We will be doing one, yeah.
Let me know when we do.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
The life of a
Last one.
warlock.
Monk
Yeah.
and warlock. I get everything back on a short rest except hit points.
Actually, I think I get Bardic Inspiration back as well.
I am also going to use 3 hit die.
Now, at any point during your rest, do you wait to see if you have someone tailing you, or
Storm will
do you
keep
just
an
continue moving on
Storm will keep an eye out for it.
as you fly?
I mean, will I get a full rest if I cast a single spell during it, like elevated sight, for example? It's only
No,
a
because you
minute.
would be casting. Oh no, for a minute, yeah, you can just take the extra minute in your resting time. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that to assist.
Yeah.
As well. So.
Yeah. As far as you can see, you have no tail.
My tail, what happened to it? Sorry.
And half the rest of the party when they're in bird form.
You do make it to the very edge of the mountainside. You'll need to trek like the last half a mile on foot,
That's fine.
and then you'll be finally out of previously Xel'nari controlled territory and into Berivia, homeland of Kovek.
As we get to the end of our day and are beginning to find some way to sleep and bed down, Kovac will ask Thalai, did you still want to review potentially lost memories? Or shall we save that for a less stressful day?
I want to know.
Okay. Please get comfortable. This may not be pleasant. She will... Are you going to sit?
Yeah.
Okay. She will remain standing and will kind of pace back and forth a bit. She hasn't prepared the spell in a while, so she cracks her book and is just like going... Okay. I'll turn to you. Incant a spell effect. It would probably be like mostly translucent, like floating glyphs with like the faintest visible outline around them, just below up, and she sends them all directly into your torso and casts remove cast.
Yes.
Nope, all good.
You sure?
Well,
Is modify memory a curse?
I have a question.
It can be removed by
By a remove curse or greater restoration spell. Yes.
So, I'm trying to remember what exactly I was made to forget. I know I was made to forget the crystal being put inside me.
Mhm.
Was there anything else I was made to forget?
She basically made you forget most of the torturing that had happened to you, and all of the questioning that had happened with you. You remember that she knew your guildmaster's name, that you didn't remember that previously. But there wasn't particularly too much information that she gave up herself. The only two things of really of note is the fact that she had shoved that stone within you, and that she clearly did know your guildmaster's name. And she was also hopeful that you were not there to interfere with things, but you kind of already worked that one out anyways. But you definitely recall all of the torture that she inflicted upon you for that day.
I didn't give up anything though, did I?
No, you did not. You were quite stubborn.
Hence the
Just
brutal
like the
beatings.
Thalai we love.
Would there be like a visible reaction from Thalia as all these thoughts come back?
I'd imagine so, yeah.
I forgot to say, Mug was going to read Thalai's mind as they came back.
Oh, interesting.
So, surface thoughts. And you'd notice a reaction on Mug's face of pain and concern towards Thalai. He's not trying to hide the fact.
Then it'd be like, oh, she just shoved that right in. There wasn't a cut. There wasn't a scratch. It was just shoved in. Oh yeah,
What?
that's right. They stabbed me with a poke of the day between the ribs. Oh yep, and that was when they broke the 5 fingers on my left hand and let them heal.
He was tortured with an inch of his life,
Yeah.
and then healed up to be tortured again.
Mm.
He's numb to a lot of things at this moment in time.
Oh
Let's
well,
be
well,
real.
the thing is, I was healed to perfect health, so all those pain receptors still work perfectly. I'm not numb to anything.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh no, no.
No, we're
at
just
this
talking
moment, at
emotionally.
this moment in time, the way that he's talking, he's like, yeah, yeah, that happened. Okay, yeah, okay, because nothing's
Oh, that's
had
right.
given, not
It
had
was
time to
two.
let it set in
It
yet.
was 2 full days of torture, not just one.
No, it
That's
was one.
well,
It was
no,
kind
because
of
all one day.
overnight.
Hmm.
I thought it was.
No, because you had
Oh, no,
24
that's right, 'cause
hours.
It was the,
Yeah, and you
that's
just
right.
made it
It
back.
was the more. That's right. It was the basically they shut the crystal in barely
Yeah.
hours before I got rescued. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Rescued.
Well, I wasn't being tortured anymore, so yeah, I will rescue.
He got out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After you get the memories back, Mug will say to you, "You didn't deserve that. No one should have to go through that. You deserved better."
But it was done.
Mm.
I understand you may not wish to share out loud, but and she'll pull out like a piece of like charcoal, like sharpened charcoal and paper, and just say, if you feel the need to record it.
They tortured every part of my body Corvette till I was dead, healed me, and started again, and again, and again. And then mere hours before you rescued me, they shoved that thing inside me and made me forget that happened.
Bitrate, by the way, guys.
Is that enough of a report?
That is abhorrent.
I have nothing to bitrate with.
Not good.
I don't know what to say.
I think we know the type of forces, the type of people, creatures, whatever you call them, opponents, opposition, that we are working against.
Yes. We have to stop them.
Mm.
We have the dubious honor of being worthy of their attention. I am not thrilled, but we cannot let this opportunity fall by the wayside. I have been able to successfully record some potentially valuable information from their arcana.
Okay.
It,
You may need to send to Barda. They're dressing up their own dead as Xel'nari agents. Who
Mm.
knows what else they've pinned on the Xel'nari in these days.
Yep. The Xel'nari have a history of uniting nations against an external threat. So obviously the opposite, if they fracture nations against us as their threat, it is playing the same game and not obeying the rules.
we have been losing a lot of public goodwill recently.
Mm.
This cannot be a coincidence.
If this leads to war, and as you know, I have somewhat strong opinions on war itself, But if this leads to war, do you think the Xel'nari are ready to lead?
The Xel'nari can certainly rise to the occasion. No pun intended. But I don't know. We don't fully grasp the scale of what we face. And the Xel'nari is not as strong as it once was. I don't know if we're enough.
Hmm.
We'll need to find out.
I think when we eventually get back to the Xel'nari headquarters, there are going to be so many meetings, it's going to bore me out of my skull. But they will be useful.
Extremely.
Another hydrate.
If we make it, if we make it to Tanzanite and find that there are no Xel'nari agents already operating in the largest city in the world, then we have true cause to be concerned about the state of our organization.
I have many reasons to be concerned about the state of our organization. Your organization, I should say.
Oh no, it's ours now.
I'm a contractor.
Yes, a contractor in.
Do you
very
wish to
deep.
rescind the contract?
I wouldn't dare.
Alter its terms?
I'm content. Let's get to bed, shall we?
Mm.
It's a long walk to Tanzanite.
You awake early the next morning, finally getting a nice rest in.
Yay, rest.
Is this a long rest, you say?
Yes. I will say you don't lose your point of exhaustion though, Fly.
Oh, okay.
Trauma!
Not necessarily just trauma, but also you're out in the wilds. You don't really
It's
have like
not
a
a
comfortable bed or
comfortable-
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not in a good place to get a proper good rest in and recover your energy and everything. You'll get the effects of a long rest other than recovering your point of exhaustion. As you make your way more north, you eventually find yourself out of the mountainside and then into the plains of Peruvia. A lot of this area is made up with farmland, and it doesn't take you long to find your way to a farming village. It's a small town with a bit of a palisade, almost like a wall around the central area, but a number of houses outside of that inner ring. And it definitely seems to be along one of the trade routes here, as you can see merchant carts going back and forth. As you make your way into town, looking pretty downtrodden, a little singed around the edges on your clothes, tired, covered in mud and dirt. You are drawing a few eyes as they see your Xel'nari emblems upon you.
Not on me.
Not on you, and not on Mug either, unless he is chosen to transform.
No, I'm expressly forbidden from impersonating
You
Xel'nari, except for the several times I've got explicit permission to do so.
The looks you get though are welcoming. They seem to be welcoming you into the area. a few people do stop to wave, and at one point, a mother is whispering something to her daughter, and then she carries over a basket full of bread and offers it up to you.
Wait,
Well,
To who? In
are we
particular?
just
Yeah.
flying
To the party.
Tanzanite every day?
No, this is on foot now.
So are
This
we
is
in
at a farming
Tanzanite,
village.
or-
No, you
We're
are
in
nowhere near.
southern Bolivia.
Yeah, very, very southern
Oh, I
Bolivia.
need to edit my GIF. Okay, give me a moment.
Yeah, grab some bread. Thank you very much.
We're not there yet. I will dig out my purse and go to give them some coppers for it, though. Right? Be what? Five coppers for a basket of bread? Oh God,
Let
I'm
me
one of those
adjust
people.
the map. for the
I love it.
Be what?
there you go, so people
She
can
shakes her.
see.
She shakes her head and just offers up the basket and is a gift.
Thank you.
Insight. I don't know. It's creeping me out. After everything we have seen recently about people, we have no one
Can you
welcome us
blame
because of our
us?
colors.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Odie
I'm
is
sorry.
not wrong. We have been. This is the first time we've been shown generosity in a long time.
Insight. I rolled. Oh, get a +9 to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 27.
Just a
This-
casual
this
27.
child-
Casual. I have not been sleeping. I stare at this child looking to their soul.
You have
They're
worked
the
out. She is the
Antichrist.
Dark Lord incarnate. So, no,
Yes! I have won the campaign.
no, she is a young girl who is offering up some bread to some adventurers and heroes that have walked into town.
A genuine
Quebec-
tear rolls down
yeah.
Sam's eye. I was like, "Thank you, small child," and goes to give him a hug.
She is the same height as you.
Yep, I gather that. I gather that.
Kovac will, once the hug is concluded, will say, "Well, we must offer some recompense." She will reach down behind the young child's ear, cast prestidigitation, pull a coin out from behind her ear.
A real
She'll say,
coin or
"Catch."
not a real coin? Because
Yeah, it's not a real coin.
Not a real coin because Kovac's broke.
She,
Kovac needs to buy paper.
She'll
Paper
say-
and inks.
Kovac owes Mug money still.
Kovac will then say, "Catch." Will then flick the coin up into the air, and as it kind of reaches its apex, the coin turns into like fireworks, and sparks kind of rain down.
She giggles and smiles excitedly, and then hurries off back to her mother.
She's gonna get robbed. She's the richest she's ever been.
She didn't get paid for it.
I don't know what's going on. I've got ADHD. I'm not paying attention.
Storm.
She was paid in exposure.
Storm.
Now that'll get you arrested.
Thalai put on his armor. Thalai put on his armor.
I did, yeah.
Fucking Muppets.
We should do a game. No, I'll get into that explanation later.
How long's it been since we left the village, by the way? How many days? Just the one or two?
Just the one
or-
day.
Okay.
You're on the very foot of Peruvian territory.
Okay. Storm is still quite reserved, but with the children around, obviously, like, they've probably never seen a tabaxi before. So if she sees them marveling, she'll go up to them and let them pat her.
Which they definitely will.
And she'll, like, flick them with her tail, and she'll play with them. Because that is what she does. She is playful.
If you wanted to terrorize them, one of the Sams could go up to the kids and say, "You ever seen a big birdie?" And then turn into a giant eagle. It's about 10 times their size.
Keep your eye on the birdie. As you make your way closer to the center of town, a well-built man looks a little bit older in years, probably in his 50s, maybe 60s. Wizened with a great big bushy grey beard, makes his way to you. Well met, Xel'nari. Well met. What can we do for you? What brings you to our village?
Look at Kovac.
Looks to Mug.
No, I've got this.
You will hear a little telepathic message going, you want me to explain?
No, it is fine. She extends a hand. Kovac Royazzi, a pleasure.
The pleasure is mine. Name is Alfred.
Alfred,
the hand
good.
that he grabs you with is calloused, and you can feel like years of hard labor behind it. Probably it reminds you of the handshake you would have got from your chief.
Ooh, okay.
Firm, sturdy, clearly a man of some form of leadership.
Okay. We seek beds for the night and passage to Tanzanite as soon as possible.
Yeah, of course, you are welcome to stay. I will set up rooms at the tavern for you. And do you have? It looks about. You have no steeds.
Steeds would also be useful.
I'm sure
Do
something
I
can
turn
be
into a
arranged for you.
horse? No, we're good.
I assume there is a matter of haste to your journey.
Indeed. We have much to... We have much to do in the capital.
Mm.
Very good in the capital, then. Well, come with me. I will arrange for some rooms for you. And he leads you to the local alehouse, which clearly acts as the boarding house for travelers coming through. You can see a few market traders' wagons out the front and along the side, as well as a stable for horses. He leads you inside and nods for a moment and separates to go into the back room to talk to the tavern keep. After a few moments, he steps back outside and goes, "Some rooms have been arranged, and I will see to some horses for you. When you get to Tanzanite, I will ask that you meet with the stable hands there and let them know that they are horses, though, so they can be arranged for return."
Of course. We will see to their well-being along the way.
Very good. Well, is there anything else I can assist with?
She'll kind of turn to the rest of the party.
What kind of shops do you have here? Do you have diamonds?
They're a girl's best friend, I hear.
There is a there is a moment of look of confusion on his face, and then he just starts laughing. He goes, "No, market stalls and blacksmith and tanner is the best you'll find in here, but not to the
Some
looks
just
goods that you require."
sinks into the earth with meld into stone.
And Storm is acting like a cat.
You'll find we are a simple farming village, but we will offer what assistance we can to the Xel'nari.
Do
Alfred.
you have any clerics here at all, at the very least, or temples? For a simple village.
There is a shrine, but no local cleric.
Okay, that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you.
Alfred, there is something that you could do for us which would be of immense value.
What is that?
Could you join us over a meal and give us a sense of normalcy we have been lacking in our recent travels? I would love to hear the story of small town politics and joyous and happy stories.
And how you
your
make
place.
this bread, because it tastes really good. Just bites a piece and cries a little.
I see you have come upon some hardships of recent, but by all means, let us get some feed and some ale, and be merry then.
Storm
And milk.
Storm will go up to Kovac at this point and tug on her robes a little bit and very quietly go, should we really be stopping here?
What time of the day did we actually arrive here?
You would be arriving about midday, to be honest.
Thalai has been dragging his feet all day. He's clearly not well.
Yes, but
This is-
should we be stopping here? We could be putting all these people in danger.
Where else? There's nothing else to do. We just have to cross our fingers, rest. As soon as we leave with horses, we can be much further away from here.
Yes, but what if they
And-
do to these people what they did to Thalai? To his village?
These people aren't a threat to
No.
them.
But they are possible witnesses.
They don't even know we're here.
We don't know that.
It doesn't matter where we go, they'll find us one way or the other. We may as well take the good places we can.
Yes,
Wait,
but
sorry, am I there? Am I able to hear this? Sorry, I just realised halfway
probably,
through me saying
probably
that.
not. But
Okay, never mind. Ignore that.
We need to. I don't see an alternative. Either we run ourselves ragged, dodging towns for fear of protecting the people within, or we take a little hospitality. We're no good to anyone if we are destroyed by this journey.
I still think it is better that we stay away from towns until we get to the big city. It
That
is
is fine.
much easier to kill a small village or town than it is to annihilate an entire city. I think
Once we leave here, we can live off the land until Tanzanite, but horses will be invaluable.
I agree with the horses, but I think we should never have interacted so thoroughly with the people here.
Well, thank you for your input.
It is just my
Perhaps.
concern.
Your concern is well founded and logical.
Maybe we can just
F-
keep watch as we rest here.
Yes. Let's be careful, but just look at Thalai. She hasn't looked at Thalai. Is Thalai like? Is he relaxing at all, or is he just like in the corner looking super awkward, being like, I don't know what I'm doing myself.
He
Or
is
just-
sitting down, just looking ahead.
Thalai needs to relax. He's been through a lot. I cannot begin to fathom how he is feeling. But if my previous experiences on the Force are any indication, he needs to get drunk.
In this
And
instance,
that's where mug comes in. It's in the name.
Storm will nod, but she'll say, I don't think that will help.
It never does, but it will keep his mind occupied for the evening.
I don't think that will help either.
You, I think you're right. But who knows? she'll turn to the barkeep and say, "Have you got any wine?" And then just we can pan away from Kovac.
I assume Mug would have been distracting Alfred from
Mhm.
hearing the rest of that, like, people are trying to kill us conversation.
Oh no, Storm was having this conversation very hushed and had pulled
Yeah,
Kovac
yeah,
aside.
Mm.
This was not a conversation in the earshot of anyone nearby.
Yeah,
Alfred
yeah.
turns to the barmaid. Iris, fetch some ale. Let's start cooking. We've got guests. And get a fire going. Let's see them comfortable. Turns back to you and goes, Iris, my sister. She'll take care of everything for you. Please, relax. I'm sure you'll have a bit of an audience tonight. It's not very often we get Xel'nari through here.
Yes, of course.
At that, he bows for a moment and I'll be back shortly once I organize your horses, and steps outside. Almost immediately upon him stepping outside, several townsfolk make their way into the tavern
Oh,
and start ordering food.
Storm is going to go over to possibly Samuel rather than Sam.
Mhm.
And say, "Can you keep an eye on him as he goes to get the horses? I have some trust issues right now."
You see Sam looking over to the food, just like, sure, yeah, I can do that.
Storm will say,
Oh,
I will save you some."
It's all right. What's your passive perception, Sam?
Perception 19.
Okay. You feel Sam like reaching in for some pocket bacon as he comes walking past. He got an 18, so not enough to beat your passive
Yeah.
perception.
In terms of mentality, just his. You remove that hand, or I remove your arm.
But I'm so hungry and I've got to go do scouting.
Why don't you just freaking ask, you dickhead? we'll give some pocket bacon.
The look on his face of that of thank you so much as he makes his way outside, and you can see he turns around the corner to the right, but you do not see him walk past the window as he is clearly
Yeah.
transformed.
But then quite loudly, Sam just goes, "I get to eat Sam's share. He's gone."
And Storm grabs you by the
No,
shoulder.
I don't say that. I don't say that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
I
say
was
that.
gonna
I'm not
say,
being
it's
a
like,
dickhead.
no,
Sorry,
you
no.
don't.
It's like it's the joke of being the dickhead twin. No. I'm not gonna be that. Seeing the desperation in the eyes, just like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Storm
Right.
asked Samuel to do it because she knows that of all of us, he is the stealthiest. Hey. Did he or did he not survive on the run?
One level of rogue here, 0 levels. I'm just saying. We have this. We have the same stealth. We have the same stealth.
But also, we need to talk Xel'nari business.
Yes.
Sam
Sam doesn't go, but Sam.
Where do you sit down? Do you sit down near the fire or off to a corner to yourselves?
Corner.
Corner.
For sure.
All right, you sit down off to the corner. You can see that there's the look over occasionally from the townsfolk that have come in to order food as well, that they clearly want to hear stories and tales of adventure. As Alfred said, they don't often get adventurers through here, especially Xel'nari.
Before we head over to the set, we've been given the name of the lady, correct? The
Iris, yeah.
sister.
Iris.
I'm just gonna get her attention. Just be like, we just need like maybe an hour to ourselves before we are ready to entertain, if that's okay.
Oh, of course, not a problem. I'll
Maybe
make sure you're
2.
well fed before then. And
Thank you.
you can
We'll
see
let
she
people know.
shoots a glance to the men, and they kind of like, "Mm, mm."
Yeah. Well,
This is her tavern,
Appreciate
and
it.
her rules are clearly evaded. By...
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Cool. I think I bought us a bit of privacy.
Thank you.
All right. You sit yourselves down. You are left in a corner to yourselves.
In my experience traversing Bolivia previously to get to the Xel'nari, what's my rough guess of our travel time on horseback to Tanzanite?
It will take you about 4 weeks.
Okay.
Doable.
We'll have a month on the road. The terrain is pleasant enough, as are the people. But
Will transforming ourselves and flying and things like that, past that, will that help cut off some time? Do you think?
we have to return the horses.
Oh yeah,
So
horses.
we can't leave them behind. And
Yeah.
honestly, I think we'll have an easier time on horseback. Though Storm, you had a very good idea about how we should proceed onwards with this journey.
And Stum will just like sort of vaguely look at everyone, and then look sort of back down to the table and her cup of warm milk, which she would have asked for. Goes, I think this should be our last stop before Tanzanite. I fear that any people that we interact with along our journey, especially the closer that we are to Thalai's village, we could be leading them to have the same result as has come to pass before. I fear that they will be taken out as witnesses or evidence of things. They may be tortured like Thalai was, treated in a manner of disregard for their life and existence.
We need to keep a low profile, basically, a very low profile.
I think we should avoid all villages and towns as much as possible. Maybe send one person into, or two, under disguise to village or town for supplies, but otherwise stick to the wilds until we reach the city. It is much harder to take out an entire city than it is to take out a small village or town.
We've got Sam who could probably do that.
I
They've
don't
got
think
colours or
they're
anything.
ready. I don't think they are ready to show their hand to that degree, or they wouldn't be operating in the shadows. If they were willing to make an enemy of the nation of Bolivia by destroying an entire village, they were not even willing to do that to the Goliaths until we tipped their hand somewhat.
They may
Cannot we just travel without displaying the colors of the Xel'nari? Be
They know-
simple travelers?
They know what we look like, and they know who we are. And you have proven that there is magic that can show one's thoughts. It is not so difficult for them to find us through means other than what they have already shown. I think we should keep our contact minimal for the protection of the people. Because even if they do not take everyone out so dramatically as they did with the village, that village had already been taken out from the inside prior to this. Just like my
A
home.
lot of
They weasel their way in. It's not
There are
worth risking
spells.
lives.
There are spells to be learned in Tanzanite that should be able to protect us from scrying eyes, or at the very least will notify us if we are being watched. That may be able to put us at ease.
Plus, let's be honest, at this moment in time, we know how they can infiltrate a drop of a hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are carrying around their means of observation.
Kovac, if we do not travel by the main roads, how much would that add to the time it'll take to get to Tanzanite?
probably another week of travel.
It would not be good. Another week at least. The main roads are mainly used for merchants. The side roads connect farmsteads, so they're not as well traveled. And they're a bit windier.
We could still use main roads, just maybe not stop off at towns. Maybe just
Yes.
quietly pass through.
My understanding, I noticed when I was traveling the Xel'nari first time round, people who went through the town got stopped were more suspicious. Because why wouldn't you stop unless you're hiding from something?
I disagree. If it is not their destination, I do not need to stop. We don't have to enter the town either. We can
If we
reach
are
a town
traveling-
and go around it.
That is very suspicious if we get to the edge of a town.
Maybe, but at least we'll be putting less people at risk.
All we're doing, especially with us, even without Xel'nari colors, I stick out. Mug
Yes.
sticks out.
That is why I think we should
The
avoid
twins
it.
stick out.
Mug does not stick out. I can look like anyone I want to.
Yes, but I
Apologies.
definitely stick out.
Yes.
There are not many like me here in these lands.
But then how long will it take for
Well, how about
to
this?
start traveling around of a cat person, Goliath, sneaking through towns and around towns and spreading along some trails?
Then we take the back route and we take an extra week to get to Tanzanite. I do not want to put more people at risk than we already have.
Taking an extra week can put more people at risk
You have the
before
ability
one
to
week further
communicate.
behind.
You have ability to communicate. We talk to the people necessary. We tell them what is going on, and they can make action. We are only small in this big scheme of things.
I can speak to Barda. I'm
She's
not
not-
very. I only met the others in passing. I could talk to the bartenders at that bar in. Was that in the Xel'nari
Yes?
Yeah.
place?
Mhm.
But I
It was
don't
in
think
the
they
town.
can pass on a
Mm.
message to the castle.
Barda has means of communication.
How does this sound as a plan? We travel on horses on the main roads, doing some measures to hide the more noticeable appearances. When we get near a town, I can go in and collect extra supplies with a illusionary disguise, and Sam can make you stealthy so that you don't leave tracks as you pass around the town. That would seem to have the minimal impact, the maximum speed, and well within our capabilities. Hey, we got some people joining us.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, hello!
Oh, it's just, who have we got? Oh, D&D Live
Hello, hello.
presents.
Welcome in, welcome in.
Hello, darlings. We got a very bit of a heavy roll thing.
Mhm.
Sorry.
It's at
I'll
about
give
this
you a quick
point
shout out.
that Iris comes over carrying two large trays laden up with cooked sausages, bacon, eggs. There's vegetables there on one, and then on the other one there's an array of fruits as well. She has spared nothing for you. She places those down and then comes back a moment later with several flagons of ale as well, and a glass of wine for Kovac,
Good. Ah,
Uh,
thank Ayun.
and the milk for Storm.
And me,
Yes,
I don't drink.
and Sam.
That's fine. Thalia and Mug will make up for you.
If the lie does not take a drink, there.
Then we know we're in
Concern.
trouble.
well, actually, speaking of that, once the food's arrived to like, I wish to retire, and he'll take some food with him, go to one of the back rooms, but he does not take the veil.
wait,
I'm
What?
gonna.
what happened?
I'm gonna do. Thalai
How
is
taking
leaving
some
the
food and
table.
gone
How to inject tequila into his potatoes.
I would like to do some form of insight check to Thalai. Like, this is that he just needs time, or he's going to go off and do something stupid again. It's the kind of thing if it's just like he needs his time for morning to be himself, that's fine. But if he's going to go off and do something stupid, then we've got to have words.
I've got an idea.
Storm doesn't stop him, doesn't spare him a glance, and just lets him leave. You get
Yeah,
the
I'm
sense.
just going to quick.
You get the sense she's pissed off at him still, and fed up and done with his
Just
bullshit.
9. I rolled a 16, by the way, for insight.
Malfoy.
Well, I guess I have a passive deception of 9.
My passive
Audacity.
insight is like
But yeah.
double that.
Yeah, but regardless, it's basically he's wrecked. He does not have anything for social cues or anything right now. He's just retiring.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Run out of spoons, been using daggers for 2 days.
Basically.
Yeah.
No spoons, only the little spork that has the holes in it that as soon as you pick it.
Alfred returns, stepping in as jolly as always. Well, organize some horses for you. Should be the fastest we've got as well. Should get you there as quick as possible. I see you've got food. Be merry.
Yes.
He looks and notices that you're all in the corner and that Thalai has disappeared, and he goes, I can see. Need some time to yourselves. Well, I'll definitely let that be the case. Perhaps share some stories later.
Before you go, Alfred, is there anything this town is in need of in terms of infrastructure?
Infrastructure? We could do with a number of things, I guess. I mean, we're no Tanzanite, but the old windmill is looking a bit run down. We could do with some repairs on that, but I don't expect adventurers to do such a thing.
Are there any core components to the windmill that would be challenging to manufacture?
A good number of it. We get most of the parts shipped in from Tanzanite. Don't have the means of that kind of production for ourselves.
Windmill, so it would be large cog wheels, yes?
Yeah, that's correct.
Is there a stand of trees near here that you're not too fond of?
Mentally, Covert will hit. Don't do anything too much. They'll make us stand out. More than we already are.
I'm repaying their kindness.
Once we...
I suppose so.
I'm going to go with him, get specs on the components, and then fabricate a replacement.
Storm stands out regardless. Everyone that's seen her is not going to forget that she's been here.
Oh yeah, but it's like the more impacts we have, and the more we do big thing, big thing, big thing, big thing.
No.
You know what I
So
mean?
Storm's just going to find her way of hiding, but also her way of coping with everything. She's going to go to the kitchen and ask if she can assist. And for the rest of
Iris
the
would
night,
be more than happy to have some assistance.
she will hide away, so no one will see her other than the chef, so Iris, and she will just offer her assistance. Just
Whereas
that's her coping mechanism. Is she's just going back to the basics. She's gonna
Iris
go cook.
is not the chef, actually.
No, but she's gonna ask Iris, and then
Yes. The chef is a half-orc named Guz. He has a big
We are
porcelain
not
eye.
adopting another one.
It's fine. Maybe you'll get this one's name right.
Wow! I never got Thog and Mug mixed up. Everyone else did, okay?
Excuse me. You, I never did. Don't lump me with the rest of these races.
Don't oh my god.
I can't.
Yeah, Storm will just wander into the kitchen with Iris's
Yeah.
permission.
Yeah, she's happy for the help.
Here to help.
He looks over to you. You're a strange-looking one. You're not part of the meal, are you?
No. But I'm
But
really...
no, I've never seen one of you before. Not talking, at least.
I cannot talk if you don't want me to.
No, just strange. I've never seen one of you talking before.
That's
Does
okay.
he have any braces on?
Normally they're like, "Rawr," or, you know, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, we do that a lot. Your accent is terrible.
What you mean?
I will not relay what you just accidentally said to me. It's okay.
I didn't mean nothing by it. I don't really understand your dialect is all.
It's okay. I understand. It's a very hard dialect and language to master.
So you're helping out in the kitchen?
If that is okay with
How-
you, I really like to cook. I'm quite good at
Okay,
it too.
well, let's get some stuff put together then.
Okay.
And he hefts up a sack of potatoes onto the table.
And
Let's
she'll just
start with that then.
start peeling, doing stuff. She just busy. She just wants to be productive. She just wants to achieve something, and the simple pleasures give people simple joys.
This is where Samuel steps back in and goes, nothing dodgy. Organize some horses for us. Kovac, shouldn't you let your dad know that we're coming?
He knows. He should know at least. Actually,
Is there a fish in the building?
I'll poke my head into the kitchen and say, Storm, any heads in here?
Heads. She holds up like a fish or something. Goes, yeah, plenty.
Thank you.
And can I just say that, just for my own pun benefit, that while you were there and Kovac poked the head in, you were like helping clean some of the crockery, and so it was like Storm in a teacup.
I hate living here and existing in this moment. Just putting it out there.
Also, I zoned out for just long enough to not realize that you were asking for a head. For that matter, I thought you meant head in like a person or something. So when I said I held up a fish, it's because I was talking in chat in the thing saying, oh, like more likely that Storm will add a fish to something unexpectedly, and so I was like, oh, we should just hold up a fish.
I take the fish and I leave.
Coincidence, absolute coincidence.
Just for context, for those who are new in, so there are.
They're about to find out.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna
yeah.
find out.
This is a Kovac thing anyway. I like Kovac.
I'll walk back to the table. Big wet thump as the fish just hits the top of the table. She'll sit down, open up the tome of misspells
Yes.
named
Kovac,
named Vellum.
manners.
I'm sorry.
Wet fish on the table, casting necromancy.
I did not realize this would offend.
Surely you were raised better than that.
So do you really want to do it?
I'm just
Sounds
kidding.
Like...
Ah, yes.
But really, do you want to do it
Hilarious.
in front of like
A village.
My
we look
sides.
over and I'm pretty sure those people are still like.
No,
looking at us.
they have left you alone.
My sides. They are splitting. Mug. Oh, please do stop. I can't speak with Dad.
The fish comes to life with a Kovac, you in?
Apologies, Father. It is not our scheduled time. We are making our way to Tanzanite. I will be there in around a month. I
Oh, fantastic.
please speak to Mother. Ask if she can pull specs on a drift globe and enchanted instruments. Please inquire with the House of Teaching. I will require information on demons, pyromancers, and the prismatic wall spell.
Very, very well. Excellent. I will arrange for it all to be ready for you upon your arrival. Your mother will be most excited to see you again.
Excellent. I will likely require her skills and her forge.
Very well. We shall see that it is prepped and resupplied. Is everything else in order?
Not at all. I will share tomorrow.
Very well then. Till next day.
Farewell, Father. I assume the fish
And the
just
fish
goes.
Walks over to- Alright.
Yes, I'm gonna get that flippin' instrument working for you, Mug, if it kills me.
It'd be good.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Mug will prepare a cavalcade of horrendously over-the-top adventure tales,
Mhm.
with the idea that any adult should understand that they're an exaggeration and kind of parody satire,
Mhm.
but they will be like really entertaining for like the younger folk.
Mhm.
And then as the night goes on, we'll be starting to tell actual tales, but substituting the names of who did it and stuff like that.
Don't forget to actually put in the Black Dragon one, you know, with the halfling.
Oh no, that's what the Mug did. No.
Oh god. All right. So yeah, you eventually settle in, relax, have a few drinks, have a good meal. Mug starts telling his stories to the townsfolk, and they in turn share what stories they have heard from adventurers that have made their way through as well. And for a moment, you have happiness and relaxation and joy, and don't have something hammering down on you or trying to kill you or trying to eat your head off. It's peaceful for the night, and eventually you settle down and retire to your room. And that is where we will end the game tonight, because it is getting quite late. I'm sorry for the raiders who have just joined us, but this is actually normally we would normally be finished. Actually, we run a little bit later, but we will be back next week, where we will continue on the trek to Tanzanite, finally going to Kovek's home village, and hopefully being able to
City.
communicate back
Home
with
city.
home.
As I say, village sounds like a
Yes, home city.
understatement.
Yes, Tanzanite is the largest city known to man.
Mm-hmm.
The antithesis
And
of village.
and we will be seeing that hopefully next session.
I'm so keen.
Are we back on Tuesday, or are we still prepping for the big finale?
I am doing my best. I have thoughts, I have plans, I have schemes, but I also
Mhm.
have a 10-hour work day tomorrow, so I might have a more challenging time than I would like getting ready.
Let us know how you go. We'd rather the big
Yes.
final finale of our Stars Without Number
Mm.
game to be well prepared for and epic and everything you hope it
And
to be.
up
Yeah.
to your standards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not instead of
Yeah.
what you want.
Not
Work and life have been a problem, so I've been doing my best. I will likely know by Monday evening whether or not I am feeling sufficiently prepared.
just let
However,
us know.
if
Tuesday morning we can
Yes.
sort it out.
However, if we are able to run the game, then it will be the party. The crew of the Glove Molotov are hurtling towards their destiny, or a very, very grisly end at the hands of a unbreaked AI named Dotag.
Or both.
For those who are unfamiliar, on a Tuesday evening for us, which is quite typically Monday morning for the rest of the world, Monday afternoon, Monday mid-morning ish. We
Something like
play Stars Without Number, which is a sci-fi RPG tabletop system run by the
Mhm.
lovely Zoe down the bottom there, who plays Kovac in this game. And she runs an incredibly wonderful game and a very rich world, I'll tell you now, where
Mhm.
holy moly, it's been a wild adventure, and we've been doing it for over 100 episodes, and we're finally wrapping things up
And
with
well
our
over a
big
year.
final battle. Yeah, I think it's actually been 2 years.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's been a crazy ride, and yes, hence why we're like, hey, do it to your standards. This is your big brain baby. We want to make sure your brain baby comes to its great end. So
This
yeah.
is your moment.
very epic.
This
And,
is my moment in the sun.
yes, we
I'm
are a
excited.
very chaotic bunch, and yes, Custom, that is exactly right. That is where we first found Custom. So yes, it is a good time. It is an incredible story. Zoe does an incredible job. So
Yeah.
yes, definitely check it out. Unfortunately, because it's a Tuesday night, sometimes work and life gets in the way because midweek games are quite challenging, but we do our best to do it, and yeah, it's definitely
Alright,
worth
but
coming along
For
to.
now, we need to raid. We need
We
to pass
do,
on the
yeah.
love.
Oh my goodness,
We
I
need
have
to
see
do
who's
a
on.
raid.
Who
Oh my
is
God.
on?
Oh, the duck pond has, I think, just started.
I was gonna say, I think the duck pond just started. We could just raid the duck pond.
Yep, let's raid the duck pond.
Let's raid the duck
Easy
pond.
It sounds like a weird college prank.
And again, everyone, go give some love to D&D Live Presents, who came and raided us this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone else who came and hung out, who came to watch. We know that time zones are a bit weird. We are weird Aussies that stream at odd times. Thanks for those
And
who
I'm
have
in
hung
the
out.
UK.
You are. And thank you for being here at your weird time compared to us.
I'm awake.
Yes, you are awake, and we are proud of you.
Uh,
But yes, oh, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, thank you, everyone. It is pretty late for us. It's almost midnight.
Yeah.
People have work tomorrow. So I'm going to take us over to our end
Yeah.
screen, then we're going to go raid the duck pond. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll catch you on the next stream. Have a good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.